Morning Tiger fans, and we find ourselves at the Swinburne Centre for this round 17 VFL clash between Richmond and Werribee. It's the clash of the Tigers, and I'm joined once again by Brendan Rhodes. Brendan, good morning.
Good morning, Brenton. Great to be with you this morning. A beautiful Saturday morning for the clash of the Tigers, I suppose.
Where would you rather be? It feels like a bit of an undercard to the main event that's going to go across. That's going to happen at about 1:45 across Yarra Park this afternoon. What are you going to be looking for from Werribee today?
We just want some competitive football. The last 2 weeks, you couldn't see two more different performances from Werribee. They really took Essendon on a couple of weeks ago. They ran hard, they drove it straight down the middle, and they kicked 15-13. They won by a point. Then last week they came out against the Northern Blues, who are a team down near the bottom, alongside Werribee, of course, and kicked 9-17 in a completely different game style when they were beaten in all facets of the game. If they bring the good football against Essendon that they did against Essendon, they'll be able to challenge Richmond for a while, probably not for the whole game. Although they did beat Box Hill at Box Hill, so you can't underestimate them on that factor. But if they bring the footy that they brought last week, we'll see something like what happened last Sunday out at Sandringham, and they'll get blown off the park very quickly. You
assume the Tigers are going to really challenge them to take the game through the corridor, which Werribee will want to do. But the Tigers are number one at defending across the ground. Their team defence has been resolute this year. And if they go through the corridor, Werribee, and turn it over, the Tigers are going to be ready to pounce and hurt them on the turnover, you'd assume. Yeah,
they're very, very quick, Richmond, and they take advantage of any mistake that any team makes. You really can't afford to be even an inch off, otherwise Richmond will hurt you. They've got strength on every line. The backline's just quality, led by Ryan Garthwaite. The midfield, well, it's AFL standard, isn't it? Anthony Miles in there leading the way. Ivan Soldo could walk into a lot of senior teams. Then down forward, Callum Morse out of the senior team. Coleman Jones, a very good player. Even Jake Arts, he returned in good form last week, so there are players to watch everywhere.
We're just about underway. I'll hand it over to you, Brendan.
It's Swinburne Centre, VFL Peter Jackson, round 17. It's the Tigers versus the Tigers, Richmond versus Werribee, and we're underway with Berry getting the first tap for Werribee. Trying to work his way through was Maishman, couldn't get there. Wood dispossessed, good tackle by Maishman. Oh, and there's a Werribee player, Barrick, has just reeled out of there holding his head. Didn't see what happened. But
I reckon it could have been a head clash with Brendan Wood when he was being tackled.
Yeah, or a poke in the eye or something like that. Anyway, he just fell out of there, the two redheads anyway. Ball is locked up a second time. Soldo will make sure it's not coming out of there.
That was a free kick.
No, he's pinged him for holding the ball at the base of that pack against the big man, Berry. So the free kick will go to Soldo just forward of the centre. Given the hurry up now, drives it inside forward 50. Moore couldn't quite. It was knocked away from here. Coleman Jones getting in low and hard for Richmond, and no free kick there. There was a hint of a high tackle, but the umpire decided that he dropped his knees, Miles, and we'll have a ball up 35 metres out. Ball down. Chance for Miles. Fed the hand pass out. Caught with the footy there was Credlin.
Sam Collins there on Coleman Jones. You look for Richmond to play through. Collins is man. He's the elite intercept defender in the VFL, and he's really one to watch today.
Yeah, I still can't understand how he lost his spot on the Fremantle Dockers list. The way he's played at VFL level, it suggests that he won't be at this level for too much longer. He'll be straight back onto an AFL list. Tap one down by Richmond. Quick kick, Wood goes into the centre of the half-forward position. Tap forward, that was nice by Werribee. Little kick came out wide. That was well done by Brett to the wing. Good play here. That is Gray. Got a hand pass across. Caught with the football was Henderson. Turnover time. Bolton. Oh, great smother by Brett coming in for Werribee. And sees it over the line for a throw-in.
Excellent footy by both sides there. The good tackle by Morris and the equally good smother by Brett. The Tigers looked to be out, but it was a turnover saving smother by Brett there.
We've got to be careful how we're going to dub these teams today, aren't we? Both Tigers. Ball back in. It's a short throw in. Soldo, that's a beautiful trap with his foot, and then got a kick towards half forward. Strength from Stengel, did it beautifully. Wants to go, kicked 6 a couple of weeks ago, Tyson Stengel. Goes in towards full forward, the big pack to fly. But it's a safe mark back there for the Tigers, and it's that man we were talking about, and it's Sam Collins.
Just finds himself in the right spot, doesn't he? Every time.
Judges it beautifully. Collins, I think he's averaging about 12 marks a game in the last month. He gets it back here from Barrick, and it's a terrible kick this time. And Brandon Wood slips in from the side and takes the mark 35 metres out straight in front.
Oh, it's been turned over here.
A bit of carry on off the play.
I thought he was going to...
Just a warning, I think.
Yep.
Bolter and... no, it is a changeover. Yep. So Noah Bolter's given away the free kick.
Didn't need to do that, Noah Bolter. That's part of his game. He just got to polish up a bit.
You know, if you've got a shot at goal, you just stay away from anything that could cause a turnover. Brett sent it out wide. Running for Werribee on the outer side is McFarlane. Goes down the wing towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Getting across there is Porter. Can he run onto the football? Taken away from him by the Tigers. Little hand pass through came from Arts. Then the long kick back up towards the wing. Stengel in a one-on-one with McFarlane. Brought it to ground. Trying to work his way through was Aylett, playing his 50th game today for Werribee. Ball through, Barrick caught. That's a strong tackle. And the umpire will call for a ball up.
It's part of Stengel's game. He's really developing. He's strengthening the contest. He's tackling. And yeah, as you said, coming off 6 goals 2 weeks ago, he's in some good form.
So Berry up against Soldo. Soldo, clever tap over the back and it releases. Hand pass came through from Ellis towards Miles. Sizes up his options. Kicks inside forward, 50. Fly from the back, Moore. He was third in line and had no right to get that, Callum Moore. But that is a terrific grab, 40 metres out, and he'll go back and line up for the first goal.
It's part of his game that's really developing. It's he's had a month up at AFL level. His aerial contest work is something that's really come on this year. And he's always had the speed, the strength, the athleticism, but when he can jump and mark like that, he's a real asset.
And Collins was in that contest too, so it's not easy to reach over him. Callum Moore kicks from 40 and kicks a goal. So Richmond are on the board first with Callum Moore kicking his 14th goal for the season. And Richmond, 1 straight 6. Werribee yet to score here at the Swinburne Centre. Peter Jackson VFL round 17 action on Raw Vision.
Yes, you want to play through Collins' man, and that time Moore found himself on Sam Collins. And it was a beautiful mark. As you said, third in line, he had no right to mark that. And the finishing in front of goal, something that's developing as well, and a very handy goal for the Tigers.
It is going to be dangerous, that Richmond forward line, with Bolter starting forward alongside Moore and Coleman Jones. They're really aiming to stretch the Werribee defence, aren't they?
Yeah, Werribee's strength is their aerial contest work in their back 50. And yes, the 3 talls playing for Richmond this week. And not too many times they've gone with such a tall forward line, but they see that as a real strength of Werribee, is one they're going to try and exploit.
Gribble out of the middle. He's a ball magnet. Kicks inside 50. Backing himself. There was Miller, dispossessed. Ball came out the back. Caught was Brancatisano. Still trying to burrow through there is Sharp. He's not getting there. And we'll get a ball up. First forward 50 entry for Werribee.
This is the side of Werribee's game that's going to have to be really strong here. They're going to have to lock it in their front half. If the Tigers get on the rebound, they're away.
And they could be away here too. Ellis was good in traffic. Got it out wide. Kick goes down the wing now there from Credlin. And a push-out's been picked here, and the free kick will go to Collins. On the half-back line for Werribee. Short ball. Good pass. Found Bance. Straight off the bench, Maishman played his 50th a couple of weeks ago. This is hugging the boundary line just inside. Good Mark Henderson. Kept his feet. No, it's been judged as a juggle by the field umpire. And we will have a boundary throw-in.
It's a tough one, but it was a good call.
I thought it was a clean mark.
Yeah. You'd assume most days that's a clean mark.
Ball back into play.
Unless
it was touched off the boots, all I can think of, maybe. That's what we're being told, touched off the boots. So that's why there was no mark paid to Henderson. Werribee goes again. Got it across to McNamara. Kicks up towards half forward. This will be picked off comfortably.
This is a man that's in some good form as well, Joel Ernest.
Very good last week, wasn't he?
The boy out of Uni Blacks is really developed in the last probably 5 weeks.
Sotomaco just got a hand in there, created the turnover. Maishman's kick is smothered. Sotomaco goes again, hand pass over the back. Gave a chance for Maloney. The captain fed it wider. Now Maishman kicks inside 50. Bounce doesn't favour Corbett. Handball out the back. Here goes the Richmond with a chance now. Porter gets there for Werribee first. He's caught straight away by Manor. And he's not coming out of there, and we'll have a ball up.
Good tackle there by Sean Manor.
Yeah, a much bigger man.
Yep, getting back. Is it playing as a wing, mid, forward? really developing nicely. The boy out of North Albury, I believe.
Yeah, North Albury. He's been spoken about in exchanges as a possible draftee at the end of this year.
Well, he's got the tools.
Kick inside to half forward has been chopped off by Ellis.
Just got to wait, let the game come to him here.
Goes short. That's good kick to the advantage of Silvestro, who hits the ground running. Drives it out towards the wing. Good hard running there to take the mark from Tanner. Held his spot late. Harry Tanner sets it up towards full forward pocket. Off hands it goes. Ball to ground level. Credlin got the handball off from Cusack. Turnover time. Collins just bangs it on the boot up towards the wing. Munro crashes the pack and brought the ball to ground. Getting back there first was Bolton. Caught. How'd he get rid of it illegally? Did get a hand to it. Free kick quickly taken by Munro. Plays on the left boot. Goes towards half forward. Ball through the hands of Porter. Little toe poke through was clever from Brancatisano.
Oh, he's called that.
He hasn't called that kicking in
He's
danger.
called that kicking in danger. They don't usually pay that, but
oh my dear.
Werribee was away there.
It didn't look like there was any hands anywhere near the footy. Well, he's closer than us.
That's right.
Free kick to Caulfield. He goes short and finds the captain in Morris. Short into the middle again, working deliberately. Tanner. Barrick mans the mark. He's one to keep an eye out for too. Riley Barrick, very good player. Caulfield receives it back. Breaks the line straight through the middle. He steps around a couple of them. How far can he go? Wobbling kick inside 50. Soldo arrives. Handball over the top. Flying snap came from Cusack. It'll go right to the line. Oh, unbelievable. That is just all class. And Tyson Stengel will kick the goal from the square.
Just reads the flight of the ball so early. He knew where the drop zone was going to be. He protected it. He held his man out with just pure strength through the hips and then plucked a very nice mark.
And again, the smallest man in the contest. Just real good core strength, wasn't it?
Yep.
Stengel kicks the goal and Richmond have two. They're 2 straight 12. Werribee yet to score. Just short of 10 minutes gone in the first quarter on Raw Vision.
Wasn't perfect, but Joel Cusack just hacking the ball forward, and when you do that, when you get it into your front half, things happen. When you got guys like Tyson Stengel around, things generally happen for the better.
28-17 for the season now for Tyson Stengel.
It's a really good return, isn't it, for a small forward?
He's a very good player too. Nephew of Michael O'Loughlin, the great Swan. And he's got a lot of those tools. So, back in the centre. Tigers wearing the sash, leading by 12 points. Gribble couldn't pick it up. It was done by Brewer, who got it to Wood, who got around onto the right boot. Kicks out towards half forward. Foot race. Brett will get back there first. He's under the pump from Cusack. Ball work towards the line. Richmond want deliberate. That's not going to happen. We'll get a boundary throw in on the punt road side.
Werribee struggling to transition from their back 50 at the moment. The Tigers just holding them up very nicely.
Good wall across the middle of the ground. So Coleman Jones in the ruck. Taps it down to the front. Gribble tries to work his way through. Beaten for it. Hand pass came out now. Dodging, weaving. Wood, can he get around Aylett? He did enough, but then let himself down with the kick and put it out of bounds on the full.
Tell you what, the Tigers are getting some ascendancy in the ruck at the moment. Coleman Jones and especially Ivan Soldo, he's looking very sharp after just coming back from injury the last few weeks, but he looks on top of his game at the moment.
Barrick on the 1-2 to Coughlin, sends it long down the wing. Who's going to get there first? Trying to work it through for the Tigers of Richmond was Arts in there. And it'll work towards the line. Eventually, Munro managed to ferret it out, tumbled it inside 50. Oh, here comes Garthwaite. Straight through he goes. Got it off to Naish, to Miller. This is looking promising for Richmond. Ellis fed it out wide. Now goes Arts down the outer wing. He'll pick it up here just forward and go for a gallop, Arts. Little kick in towards half forward. That's a beautiful piece of vision. A nice kick. And the mark is taken by Bolter just inside the 50.
Ryan Garthwaite made the play, attacked the footy, got on the outer side on the punt road wing, and the Tigers are away. A beautiful squaring ball by Jake Arts, wasn't it?
It was. A good kick from Brewer to get it up over the top to him. So Bolter from 55. He sets it up to the top of the square. He was looking for Arts, who butted up and did the roving snap around the corner. Will land just behind the line or just on the line? Well, I don't think they really know here. Sam Collins gave himself away. I think the goal umpire was happy to pay the mark, and then Collins seemed to give it away. In the end, it is a mark, so no score. And the ball gets driven out there. It was Coughlin, in fact, out towards half-back. It's going to come straight back in for Richmond. Naish sets it into the pocket. Arts flies from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Sotomarco fed the little handball through. They're working hard here, Werribee, to get it out of there. Sharp. Now a long kick, Sotomarco, up towards the wing. Ball brought to ground by Ernest. Getting there for Werribee. Brancatisano with a chance. Can he get a kick away? Drives it inside 50. Garthwaite front spot. Porter over his shoulder. Umpire said play on. Snap was beautifully smothered by Morris. Created the turnover. Bolton from Silvestro. Back to Bolton. Through the middle of the ground. Beautiful. Arts is everywhere at the moment. Gets around with the hands. Away go Richmond again. Bolter. Little hand pass through. Ballard inside 50. Chips into the pocket. Great footy Richmond. And a little push, and it's a free kick to the Tigers. And a shot on goal coming up here. Deep in the forward pocket for Richmond. And it'll be taken by Brandon Wood.
Their turnover game is just elite at the moment. They know exactly what to do, where to run, the patterns to run. Steve Morris turns it over in the D50. They use the numbers through the corridor and they're away.
The spread and the overlap as Wood hits the post. So a behind only. Tigers Richmond 2-1-13. Tigers Werribee yet to score. 14 minutes gone in the first quarter.
The thing about it is they surge forward. They use hands and surge forward. Whereas some teams, they go back, they go sideways. Richmond just goes straight line forward.
And everyone along the line knows, or they're backing their teammate to get the footy.
Yep.
Soldo dropped the mark after doing all the body work. Ballard, good balk, kicks inside 50. Oh, great mark.
He looked totally out of position there.
He's almost slipped as he took off. And he just reached around Aylett, and Callum Moore can line up again.
He's looking in very good form.
Very good.
Very good form. And as I said, he looked totally out of position there, but just read the flight of the ball to perfection.
He's going for the Stevie J snap, which I don't think is necessary from here. It is going to work. It is a goal to Richmond. Callum Moore has kicked his second in the first quarter, and Richmond go to 3-1-19. Werribee yet to score on Raw Vision. First quarter here at Swinburne Centre.
Yes, Callum Moore, 2 goals in the first quarter. Shows why he's been up at AFL level for near on a month. Showed some really good signs up there, but has come back playing like an AFL player at VFL level, which is what you want to see.
Yep, he's got to show that he's above this level to get back in the senior team and play there more often. Callum Moore, as we said, one of the ends today, along with Coleman Jones, Harry Tanner and Brenton Credlin. Out of the team, Liam Baker getting his AFL opportunity, as does Jacob Townsend. Oleg Markov out injured, and also Sam Lloyd, who has been held over for this afternoon. For Werribee, the ins, Nick Coughlin, Charlie Bance and Fabian Brancatisano. For Kai de Clace, Harry Boyd and Ethan Petterwood. As the ball goes towards the middle of the ground.
Soto again, just feeding his midfield at will at the moment. The likes of Wood and Miles and Ballard and Brewer.
Yeah, talented young ruckman Jack Berry, but this is a big challenge against Soldo. Kick towards half forward. Bit of a bump. Arts almost got through with the one-handed pickup. Little toe poke forward came from Cusack. Liked his debut last week.
He looks like a likely type, doesn't he?
He does. Tall, takes a good mark. He's a good kick.
I like his aggression too. He doesn't look fazed by the contest, and set up a really nice goal in, I believe, the second quarter. And then kicked a really nice one in the third. Yeah, it doesn't look out of place at VFL level.
Yeah, a young man, 20 years old, from Beau Morris and Beeds Mentone. 2 clubs down the bay here. Boundary throw in inside forward 50 for Richmond. Ticking towards 17 minutes in the first quarter. Uncontested tap for Berry down to Gribble. On the left boot, brings it out to the wing, clears the pack. Bolton and Morris fight each other for it, and Bolton wins. Shrugged off one man, got the hand pass off. Stepping through was Ernest, kicks towards half forward, and the good mark taken there for the Tigers. And that's Manor. 60 metres out, kicks inside forward, 50. Oh, great pass, and Bolter on the lead. Any forward loves one like that.
Absolutely, straight out in front. We won't say it spun perfectly for sure Manor, but he hit the space, and Bolton reacted first, played in front, and just reward for a very nice lead and kick.
And Noah Bolter He looks a lot older than 18, doesn't he?
He does.
He will come in and kick from 45 metres out. It's just out to the left, to the right, I should say, the other left, and through for one behind. Richmond 3-2-20. Werribee yet to score after nearly 18 minutes as the short ball comes into play. And Werribee bring it out of defence through the agency now of Keegan Gray. Chips up towards the wing. Berry and Soldo. Oh, good mark, third in line, Brancatisano. Former contestant on the recruit, the most recent series. Brancatisano kicks up towards half forward, thumped away with authority there by Caulfield, and over for a throw in.
Yes, I think it's his 6th game back. Dan Caulfield was one of the better players in the 2017 grand final. Couldn't make it into the finals, unfortunately, but 2017 season, and back from injury this year, and he's just building week on week.
Stepping around, Sotomarco puts it on the right boot up towards full forward. It's a little bit too far for Porter, and backing back, taking a strong mark is Garthwaite up straight away. Gave the hand pass off. Caulfield down to the outer side. Oh, good mark. Bolter on the stretch, and he gets up and goes. And has a gallop, draws the man, gets the hand pass through. Running hard was Ernest, and then got it to Manor. Kicks inside 50. Kick to advantage, almost the mark there for Cusack. Not quite. Snap on the boot towards full forward. And good play, Richmond. Just strength. And it's more again, is it?
No, Jacob Ballard there.
Ballard, sorry. Just too strong for Sotomarco, wasn't he?
Just read the fly of the ball to perfection. But it started with Noah Bolter. He dragged Sam Collins out of the D50 up onto the wing, opened up the space, and there was about 3 or 4 Tigers just with their arms waving in the air, just running their space, and Jacob Ballard was the one that clutched the mark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sotomarco wasn't happy he was caught in a one-on-one wrestle with a bloke the size of Ballard. And Ballard kicks the goal, and the Richmond Tigers are looking ominous here at Swinburne Centre. They go to 4-2-26. Werribee yet to score. 20 minutes almost gone in the first quarter on Raw Vision.
Their pressure's outstanding at the moment, Richmond. They're really on top of their game. Werribee's trying to come through the corridor, but Richmond just guards space in there, forcing them wide, forcing them on down the line. They're equalising the contest or winning it, and then bursting on the turnover and finding options at will inside 50.
That's the thing. Werribee's not playing badly.
No.
They're having a crack and they're taking the game on, which is what you want to see. They're just being beaten by class at the moment.
We'll see Callum Coleman-Jones up against Jack Berry, yep.
So Jake Berry and Coleman-Jones. Berry will do most of the ruck work here for Werribee. Almost unchanged today. Did a great job against Lewis Pearce a few weeks ago when Werribee towed up Frankston. Kick inside 50 from Coleman-Jones is marked by Stengel just inside the 50. Now Coleman-Jones has followed up from the ruck contest. He left Berry behind and took the mark 40 metres out, not far off directly in front. He thought about giving the handball off, but now's going to go back and have a shot for goal.
Generally does this side of the game pretty well, Coleman-Jones.
Coleman-Jones has kicked 12 goals, 3 for the season, so you're exactly right on that. He comes in now and kicks from 45 metres out, and it doesn't even make the distance. It falls in the goal square, and there's been a little push off the side, is it? No, it did quite make the distance. It snuck over the line for a behind to Callum Coleman-Jones. So the margin is 27 points in favour of Richmond. If
Jack Berry is going to be Werribee's sole ruckman, you'll watch for Soldo and Callum Coleman-Jones to really push hard forward on him and be that option.
And it'll be dangerous as Miller shrugs the tackle, kicks towards half forward. Stengel is really starting to break free now. Little chip short. Arts is all on his own. He takes the mark. Naish is on his own as well. Arts thought about it and then changed his mind. So he'll go back and kick from 45.
Jake Arts kicks these more often than not. A very reliable set shot at goal. And a very good player at this level. And you'd assume that AFL recruiters might be just having a look at Jake Arts. He's played, I reckon, every year he's played at VFL. He's improved. Continues to impress Arts, and his kick is close. It's just offline. And through for another behind for Richmond. They go to 4 goals, 4-28. Werribee yet to score. Coughlin, long kick back to the outer side. Away from Collins. There was a good fist in there
brought the ball to ground. And he's come up a little bit proppy there.
Yeah, it's Brenton Credlin just maybe got a knock on the shin or the ankle. He seems to be just being able to rub it out. He's another player that is developing really well. Is coming to the side, plays his role, can play tall or small, and provides a pretty good rebound as well.
Multiple Peninsula Premierships for Frankston YCW.
Just the Premiership factory down there, Frankston YC.
Yeah, well, they'd almost call it the YCW Football League, wouldn't you?
But the Rejig League with Sorrento and Frankston YC look to be fighting it out this year, you'd assume?
Yeah, you just wait for YCW to step it up when September comes. Ellis to Naish, kicks in towards forward 50. He'll get around. Oh, good mark, Collins. Getting back with the flight of the ball. Wants the 50 and gets it. And I'm really not sure. That one probably was there because he was following his man, but he did impact Collins as Collins was going back.
If it impacts the contest, I'm all for it. But it's the ones that there's no impact whatsoever. They get called.
Shortest 50 in history from Collins. He almost kicked it into the man on the mark. Sotomarco fed the hand pass through. Kick goes inside forward 50. Mark was dropped by Miller. That'll create a problem. And strolling into the open goal is Nick Bikes. And he got on his bikes and he kicked the goal for Werribee. They got to get them on the board. 1 straight 6 Werribee. Richmond 4-4-28 on Raw Vision. 21 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Good clean pick up by Nick Bikes. Ben Miller made the play, attacked the footy, just slipped through his hands. So you won't mind that from the 200-centimetre key defender. But, very classy finish by Nick Bikes.
Yeah, he's a real opportunist, Bikes, and has a lot of pace. There wouldn't have been many blokes that had run him down once he picked that ball up and set sail for home.
Important goal here for Werribee with coming into the latter stage of the opening quarter.
First score against Richmond in the first quarter for a couple of weeks. They kicked 9-5-0 against Sandringham last week. The tap just missed Miles coming through. Silvestro. Miles got it back. A little bit of a fumble. Ellis to Silvestro to Naish. Over the top, Coleman Jones back to Silvestro. Further afield, Naish. Kicks inside 50. Ballard. Great football, Richmond.
The sharing by hands. It was just classy. It was clean. And they always had the overlap. And that was a very classy kick inside 50 by Patrick Naish, who's developing week on week also.
Yeah, just really liked that football. Even with the couple of fumbles from Miles, he was still calm enough to take the time to regather and then hit a target. Ballard from 35 kicks a goal. Richmond get the quick reply. They're 5-4-34. Werribee 1 straight 6. 25.5 gone first quarter. And that is the second goal today for Jacob Ballard.
He's looking ominous up forward as well, just finding space at will. But Richmond's delivery inside 50 has been pretty good. Not too much the Werribee defender could have done there.
Not bad when he's the 4th tall forward.
Yeah.
and the other two are Jake Arts and Tyson Stengel. Good luck defence. So a 28-point lead to Richmond. Time on of the first quarter. Umpire puts it into the turf here at the Swinburne Centre. Second ruckman Maloney. That's unusual for Werribee, but he got a tap. Towards half forward it goes. Ball to ground level. Roving done by Munro on the left boot. Beautiful kick to Porter. It's a lovely kick from Munro on the left, and Josh Porter just got a metre on Garthwaite and took the mark 25 out straight in front. Really good football by Werribee there. And Porter, who has kicked 14 goals for the season, kicked 5 against Essendon a couple of weeks ago. His approach is good. His kick was not.
Didn't like it as soon as it left his boot.
He has missed to the left, and you can't afford to waste opportunities. Werribee 1-1-7, Richmond 5-4-34, 27 gone. Short ball into play, finds Morris. He goes out wide to Garthwaite in the back pocket. Sizes up his options. Long ball out towards the wing. Moore, just a little push of the hip to get rid of Brett, and he took the mark. Short ball inboard, finds Ernest. One way, then the other. Back the first. Kicks towards half forward. Not a good kick. Great pick up at the bootlaces. Barrick Fed the hand pass back. That creates a problem for Werribee. Hand pass through. Stengel's in the area. Look out for him. McFarlane dispossessed. Tanner tries to work his way through. Brewer threw it on the boot out of the pack. It'll bounce away for a boundary throw-in.
Richmond just sweat on the turnover, especially in their forward 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, rock up and lock it in there. And generally, if they get it out into space, good luck.
Especially when it's Tyson Stengel who's there too. A boundary throw-in right beside the behind post. Richmond in attack. Rucks to go at it. Berry got to the front spot. Moore won the tap, almost off his boot. And he'll get a chance to try and get another hit out.
Yeah, watch for the likes of Blake Greer, and Anthony Miles is generally pretty crafty around a 450 stoppage.
Bolton about 25 metres off the play behind. Tap back from Soldo was read by McFarlane. A bit of a fumble. Good work, Gribble. Now it's back to McFarlane, who just pops it over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full.
Shea Bolton, happy recipient here?
Don't rule him out either.
No.
In fact, it's not his kick.
Blake Greer, who's not a bad shot at goal either. He kicked 3 last week.
Yeah, he's a dangerous contributor, Greer, the former Brisbane Lion.
He's slotted into this program seamlessly. He's hard, he's tough, selfless, and also crafty around goals.
11 goals, 7 for the season in his 10 games. Blake Greer steps around, hooks it back, and it's close, just across the face. Bolter couldn't hang on to the fly across the top, and it's through for a behind to Blake Greer.
Greer kicked 3 against Werribee last time out, so I think kicked 2 in the second quarter in a little purple patch, if my memory serves me correctly.
So he likes playing against the Tigers.
He does.
You could say. Brett. It's a turnover time here. Naish running hard. 1-2 with Coleman. Jones kicks towards full forward. Oh, well judged. It was just over the head of Moore. And getting back there and taking the mark for Werribee is Coughlin. As the siren sounds for quarter time. And it's a good quarter from Richmond. Werribee tried hard. They took the game on. But Richmond just a little bit too much class in that first term. It's 5-5-35 Richmond. Werribee 1-1-7 here at the Swinburne Centre. Goal scorers for the Tigers, 2 each to Callum Moore and Jacob Ballard, and 1 to Tyson Stengel. Werribee's goal kicked by Nick Bikes, roving a dropped mark. Quarter time at Brenton, a 28-point lead to Richmond, and that's pretty much the difference in the game.
Yeah, their class on the outside's really shining through. They sweat on the turnover, then they explode, and finding options at will inside 50. They've taken Collins out of the game at the moment. He might come back into it in the second, third or fourth quarter, but they're playing through his man. They're using the options inside 50. They're predictable to each other, and they're finishing in front of goal. Generally, he's pretty good.
And that requires Coughlin to step up and do a little bit more. Yeah. And so far he is. He's playing quite well. But yeah, they would much prefer Collins back in the defensive 50 rather than further up the ground. I'm sure they'll be working on that, John Lamont, during the quarter break. We'll take a quick break here from Swinburne Centre. Richmond leading 5-5-35 to Werribee 1-1-7 here on Raw Vision. Brenton and Brendan back shortly.
Burns Centre. Quarter time has just commenced. Not just commenced, just finished up. Richmond leading 5-5-35 to Werribee 1-1-7. Goal kick is for Richmond, Callum Moore with 2, Jacob Ballard with 2, and a single to Tyson Stengel. For Werribee, it is Nick Bucks with the single major for them. Werribee tried hard in that first quarter, but Richmond's team defence and superior turnover game just got them the 5 goals, and they're looking pretty imperious at the moment, as I'm joined again by Brendan Rose. Brendan?
Yeah, I was going to say the Tigers, but they're both... it's going to get me all day.
It is.
We call them the Sash Tigers and the Tigers of the VFL?
Yeah, just the...
Because that's what they sing. We know, but they're both in the VFL.
Does Werribee have another name that we could run with? Or?
The Bees, potentially?
Possibly.
I've heard some people call them the Bees. Same colours.
Have I heard them being called the 2 Vs as well, or is that something that I'm just dreaming?
I haven't heard it, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
I'm sure I heard Jason Bennett call them the 2 Vs one time, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, it is tough, but... I'm
sure we'll get a message from that. A very, very big hello to Ben Taylor, who's watching over in Bali. So we're going worldwide today, Brenton.
There you go. Just breaching the international borders.
Yep. Everyone wants to watch the Tigers. And it is Richmond versus Werribee. Richmond by 28 points entering the second quarter. As the umpire is very deliberate over this one, and it's a good bounce. Won by Berry, and he gets a second tap to ground. Trying to burrow his way through for Werribee there. And having no luck with it was Dom Brew. We didn't see much of him in the first quarter. He's usually a ball winner. Ellis. Little toe poke out to Wood. Oh, good play there by Bucks. So we've been told during the quarter time break, not Bikes. It came to Munro. Around the corner goes the football. Up towards half forward. Oh, well, almost the mark to Ellis. He did everything right, but bring it to ground. And Barrick was wrapped up as soon as he grabbed the loose ball. And we'll have a ball up.
Tom Gribble will want to get into the game for Werribee. He had a pretty quiet first quarter. We didn't call his name too much. He's a very proactive midfielder for the Western, the Tigers of the West.
38 possessions, I think, last week for Tom Gribble.
Anthony Miles seems to be getting a bit of company at the stoppages as well, which happened last time these two played.
Keep an eye on that as Soldo won the tap. Barrick caught by Silvestro straight away. He's not getting any free space either. He's a real driving force off halfback for Werribee is Riley Barrick, a very good player. Soldo won the tap. Here's Barrick again. His hand pass partially smothered. Silvestro tries to go through. Can't do so. Arts is caught. Dispossessed. Quick kick out of there from Sotomarco. Goes up to half forward. Oh, Mark was dropped. That'll create a problem for Maishman. Away goes Manor into the centre of the ground. Could have been a throw against Cusack. Umpire said play on. And the tackle is made and the whistle is blown. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, missed opportunity out there for Werribee. I know he was floating back with the ball, and it's not an easy thing to do, but you generally want those marks taken.
Brew in traffic. Sotomarco dispossessed. Aylett, 50th game today, fed it through only as far as Miles, who got back onto the right boot, kicks up towards half forward. A little bit of a nudge from Collins. It was expert and a big fist. Berry trying to get through there. Gribble was there as well, fed out by Bolton, Silvestro and Barrick. Stengel butters up nicely, steps around one, then got the hand pass out. Oh, it was spent before he got it by Naish. He went back and got it again. Stengel to Ballard, kicks on the right boot towards half forward. Arts with the sit, took the mark, thought about going, did go eventually. The kick inside 50, and the mark has been taken for Richmond by Cusack.
Patrick Naish there, fumbled, yes, but fought back and got it out to Ballard. And Jake Arts is deceptively good overhead, and his decision-making when going inside 50 is spot on. And Joel Cusack lining up for his first goal of the game and his second goal in VFL football.
And that's been the difference too. Whenever they have fumbled, Richmond, they've been able to get it back straight away. Yeah. They've kept their composure. Cusack pokes at it and misses to the left. A little bit of a nervous kick, that one.
Yeah, it was. We've got a few stats come through here. For the Tigers, major ball winners, Patrick Nace with 8, Jake Arts with 6, Jacob Ballard with 6, Cullen Coleman-Jones with 6, and Corey Ellis with 6 in the first term.
Dangerous kick in. Sotomarco was just up to the task, brought the ball out wide. Now it comes to the wing. Collins backs himself and runs up takes the mark in front of Cusack, goes down the wing. Garthwaite arrives late, made the spoil, brought it to ground, and then got the second little tap and saw it over the line. Good play, Ryan Garthwaite.
Just does it so well, doesn't he, at this level? Got his chance against Geelong this year. And you assume the Tiger fans will be seeing a lot of Ryan Garthwaite in the years to come.
Yep, he is a very likely type. Soldo got to the front spot on the short boundary throw in. Miles, was there a nudge? Doesn't matter. Won the football. Soldo, Silvestro, I like him. Got it across to Arts. Away he goes again. Thought about a kick, then gave the hand pass to Naish. Little chip inside 50 to Ellis.
Tommy Silvestro, wingman, very good wingman at VFL level, has been shifting into the midfield in probably the past 3 weeks. He's the contested side of his game is something he's really developing, and he's just a tireless worker. He burns up the GPS week on week. He also uses the ball very well.
Still only just turned 23 and 46th game today, so if he keeps developing on that plane, he might be another one to look at. Corey Ellis has kicked 8 goals in his 12 games at this level. He kicks from 52 metres out and makes it 9. That's a lovely long kick from Corey Ellis. And Richmond get the first goal of the second quarter. They go to 6:42. Werribee 117 here at the Swinburne Centre in round 17.
Patrick Naish, 4 inside 50s in the first quarter, and that was a pearl of a kick inside 50 again by Naish. He was on the emergency list for the AFL duties this week, and he's showing why. He's developing really nicely, moved up towards the wing this week, and just really, really ticking along.
I'm just looking at the unlisted players. Sorry, the listed players for Richmond. There's 12 of them or 11 of them today, and just about every single one of them would not be out of place in the AFL team. And that is the strength of Richmond and why they're on top in both competitions. Miles rips the ball out of the contest, goes towards half forward, handball through by McNamara for Werribee. Bit of a fumble there. McNamara went in for another go, then was caught. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, the depth at Richmond's, it's envious of most clubs at the moment.
You look at the names: Miles, Bolton, Corey Ellis, Moore, Bolter, Coleman Jones, Garthwaite, Stengel, Naish, Miller, Soldo. At least 10 of them, you would say, could walk into the senior team. And the other 2 are only just behind them because they're young blokes and still developing.
Exactly right.
Kick towards half forward from Bance for Werribee, but a good mark back there for Miller, and he's one of those developing ones that I was talking about who will get there based on what we've seen this year. And a kick like that is fantastic. Coleman Jones takes the mark and kicks around the wing looking for Soldo. Just missed him. Morris comes in from the side. Can he get it clear? He can. That's out of bounds. The umpires let him off. Somehow he got a kick away. That was the special part of it. Little hand pass through from Collins. Sotomarco, blind turn, then did another one. Little ball underground. Coleman Jones gets there, fed the hand pass off. Naish receives from Ellis over to Miles. He goes by hand to Bolton, steps around one, gave it off again. Dodging, weaving, in trouble now, Ernest. Swung 360, that's holding the ball.
That's holding the ball. The idea was there, but just ran out of soldiers on the outside. But they look good with when they flick that ball around, when they go lateral and go forward.
Aylett fumbles twice, and that allowed Richmond to arrive from the kick from Bucks, who just missed him.
Just back on 10, 11, 12 AFL listed players, but the key to Richmond this year has just been the way the VFL listed players have come in. There's been 6-7 changes each week. They come in, they play their role, they play the system. It just made them an imperious team at the moment.
We'll look at those names shortly too. There's a great hand pass from Ellis, releases Silvestro, who kicks inside 50. Ball knocked to ground, swooping in from the side. Flying snapback is wild from the Tigers, and that was Moore. And through for one behind. 6-7, 43 Richmond, 1-1-7 Werribee.
Callum Moore's looking dangerous, even when the ball's in the air on the ground. It's just his speed. For a big man, 198 centimetres, but he's one of the quickest players at the club. And he swoops on that loose ball.
Pretty ordinary kick in from McFarlane. He's able to butter up and provide some support for Aylett, who then went short to Sotomarco, who's trying to work his way into the game. The captain, the co-captain for Werribee.
This is the topic. This is the part of the game that Richmond is really challenging Werribee at. They challenge him on their ball movement. We know Werribee wants to go fast like this through the corridor.
Brett, Barrick, Maloney. Here's some trouble. Maishman caught by Morris. Hand pass through. Turnover time. Wood kicks inside 50. Brett just made the drop the mark, which worked as a spoil. Coughlin, dangerous kick. It's going to work because he was dumped after he kicked it. And the free kick taken quickly by McFarlane. He goes across to the outer side. Coming out of defence is McNamara. Sent it down to the wing. Chance here for Werribee. And it worked over the line there for a throw-in by Brett.
Yeah, when Werribee is going through the corridor, the Tigers are sweating on the turnover, and they nearly got out there. It was a good contest by Tyson Stengel in the air, but the free kick released the pressure, but they're going to challenge their ball movement from siren to siren. It was
a real panic kick, wasn't it, from Coughlin before he got unloaded. Front spot, Coleman Jones won it down. Sotomarco was wrapped up straight away. Playing his 80th game today, Michael Sotomarco. It's been a real mainstay of Werribee. A really good footballer at this level. Wood caught, just got it away. Gang tackled was Silvestro.
That's part of the game Werribee is good at. Number 3, I believe, in VFL for tackles. Their pressure is pretty good, but just their ability to defend across the ground is something they're probably going to work on. They like to go fast through the corridor, but that sometimes opens them up on the turnover.
Oh, good tap back and away they go through Wood. That was Miles. Oh, more! Reach for the sky, but it was well and truly before acceptances, and he gives away the free kick to Collins, who goes short. Arriving is Morris. Strong hands by Brew. Took the mark and chipped it out wide. Now they can build something here, Werribee. Little hand pass over the top from Henderson. Clever tap back in from McFarlane to Sharp. Trouble now. Aylett just got a handball in time. Morris arrives. That's great work by the experienced man. Little fumble from Bolton. Somehow got through, did Miller. Caught Coleman Jones. Dispossessed. Picked up there by Bolter. Threw it on the boot towards half forward. Oh, the bounce goes straight through Coughlin. Soldo's at the back. He's got a couple to shrug off. Somehow he did it, the big man.
Gee, he did that
got it back to Wood. Brewer, I should say. Around the corner. Soldo shrugs off another one. Bolter shrugs one. Has a snap on goal. Almost. Not quite. Not quite. Oh, that would have been 5 of those 6 points to Soldo.
He was outstanding in the contest, the big man. Didn't lose his feet, didn't lose his composure either.
Ruckman are not meant to do that.
No.
6-8-44 Richmond. Werribee 1-1-7. Here at the Swinburne Centre, 11 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, Soldo definitely woke up on the right side of the bed for this early morning game. He's looking on top of his game at the moment.
Yeah, while some of us are still trying to wake up. Brew deep in the back pocket for Werribee. Oh, he's missed the handball. Should have been taken by Aylett. He's had a case of the fumbles today in his 50th game. Got it back, did McFarlane, and did well across the face of goal. Collins has it now in the back flank. Running hard for him is Barrick, who's really getting his hands on the football now. Good ball through to Gribble. Little kick inside 50. Porter got rid of his man and was able to take an uncontested mark 40 metres out.
That's what Werribee's tried to do all day. They cut back in through the corridor, use the numbers, but Richmond's been able to defend that. But at that stage, Porter got on the end of it, and this is the part of the game that he's got to finish.
And Soldo's come to the bench after that. He's absolutely stuffed, and he's got every right to be. Josh Porter from 45, a stuttering approach, off a couple of steps. It doesn't matter. Great kick from Porter. And Werribee get their second. They're 2-1-13. Richmond 6-8-44 here at the Swinburne Centre in the second quarter of round 17 VFL action on Raw Vision.
Strong hands by Werribee defender against Steve Morris and open up the corridor.
Tom Brew it was.
Tom Brew, yes.
Very well done.
Yes, it was. Really opened up the game there. And watch for Werribee, as I said, to go through the corridor. They want to go fast. They're going to have to challenge the Tigers through the corridor if they want to win. And the Tigers will be open to that. They're going to try and force the turnovers.
Playing his best footy of the season the last few weeks, Josh Porter. And he's got his 15th goal of the year as Coleman Jones won the tap, but it was sharked off by Werribee. The kick goes forward there from Maishman inside 50, getting through Ernest. He's under the pump now. Got the hand pass to Garthwaite, to Credlin, back to Garthwaite. Little chip over the top. He's missed the target. Aylett takes the mark. Swings around onto the right boot, kicks inside 50 over the head of Gribble. Backing himself, Bolton couldn't get through. Ballard's over top of the football. Also there, Riccardi, the young 23rd man for Werribee. St Bernard's product, we're told. Captain of that championship team last year. And getting his second VFL game today.
See how Werribee, if they can trap it in their forward 50 here, and get a couple of stoppages, a couple of repeat entries. The Tigers been able to just get it out at will and transition in. Here they go again.
Quick out of defence. Came from Ballard up towards the wing. Cusack did well and then got dealt with. Oh, great tackle on Arts that then went high, and the umpire let them both go. Chance now for Tanner. Kicks towards half forward. Werribee player down behind the play. Keep an eye on that. Coughlin picked it up for Werribee, and the mark was taken by Brewer. The non-officiating umpire has said that Matt Brett is in a dangerous position, so he's held up play.
I think he either clashed heads or got a shoulder or to the chin in that tackle with Jake Yard. It's nothing malicious in it.
No,
but just,
nothing. Both were going for the footy.
Exactly right, but he's come off second best.
Brewer took the mark, and once this gets sorted out, he'll be able to kick it inside 50 for Richmond.
Tall timber down there. Bolter, Cullen Moore, Joel Cusack.
He's held the ball up, which suggests the set play. He goes towards full forward. The fly from the front. And a great mark by Bolter. You said the tall timber, and there was just nothing the Werribee defence could do.
No, he's extending well today, Noah Bolter, playing all his footy forward. He's been back, forward, ruck, a little bit of midfield throughout his VFL career at this stage, but predominantly forward this week. This is the part of his game he generally does pretty well, but he was a bit wayward early on today, but let's see if he can slot this one.
Showing some real strings to his bow, Noah Bolter. He comes in and kicks from 25 metres out, and that's not a string that he'll want to play too often.
No.
It's across the face.
But the pleasing thing is he's flying for his marks. His aerial stuff is developing on really nicely. He's looking strong in the air today as well.
Two behinds for Bolter as Aylett marks the kick in. Margin 32 in favour of Richmond. Out wide goes Werribee towards the wing. Trying to work his way through was Riccardi. Had it ripped out of his possession. Maishman left it behind and then went back and got it again. Got the hand pass off just in time. Hand pass over the top to Riccardi. Spent before he got it was Miller. Had to go again, and eventually he stepped over the line for a boundary throw-in. The heat is on, really.
It is.
There is a little bit of fumbling from both teams.
No, where his pressure's definitely lifted in probably the past 5 minutes of this quarter. They just got to try and capitalise with their ball movement.
There's not a lot of criticism for what they're doing, Werribee. They're really working hard. Gribble over the top. Fumble Sotomarco. He almost got through. Ballard with strength took it away from him. Tumbled a kick towards half forward. Tapped on by Cusack, who then laid the tackle. He almost tapped it into the hands there of McNamara, and so he could wrap him up.
Joel Cusack doing a couple of nice things. His work in the contest has been pretty sturdy this quarter.
At the back, Berry. Brewer changed his mind halfway through. Wood. Now Ballard kicks up high inside 50. Oh, good fist in there from the side for Werribee. Silvestro does the roving hand pass over the top. Bolter flicked it back. Moore tries to run onto it. Dodging, weaving. Brewer, Silvestro, Bolter. How'd he get rid of that? Umpire let it go. And Coughlin ran it over the line for a rush behind. And they're off and away. Werribee. Sotomarco receives the handball into the centre of the ground. This is promising. Hooper. Haven't seen him yet today. Has a bounce. Almost ran too far. Then drove it into the pocket. He kicked it over Porter's head. And through for a behind.
He's caught a bit of two minds there, Andrew Hooper. Yeah. I reckon he was half having a shot on goal, half trying to just lob it over the top to Porter.
And Garthwaite brought it back into play. And eventually it got up to Ballard at half-back.
Playing good game today, Jacob Ballard.
He's looking very good, isn't he? Kicks out to the wing. It's over the top of Manor and Henderson and out of bounds on the full. So free kick to Jack Henderson. Brings it inboard. That was good. Mark was quickly taken by Riccardi off to Gribble inside 50. Porter nudged out of the contest. Tigers, Richmond with the numbers back. Bolton being corralled by Bance. and he's turned around and his centering kick across half-back slammed straight into the woodwork and almost came back and hit him in the head.
You don't say that too often. It was good work there by Bolton. He looks dangerous down back. He's going to work on his game and try and develop that part of his game. Just got to remember he's got to defend first and then attack second, but he's looking pretty handy.
And the scoreboard operator thought it was a Richmond point, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. 6-10 plays 2-3, I believe the score is, as Collins kicks inside 50, looking for Porter with a couple to beat. Miles comes in from the side for Richmond, caught by his opposite number in Maloney. And it'll be a ball up.
Yeah, Werribee's work rate, as we've said, has definitely lifted. They're challenging Richmond at the moment. They're just not getting it on the scoreboard. That one from Hooper over to Porter was a missed opportunity.
So Berry won it down. Hooper straight through. Can he kick this one? Oh, yes, he can. Great football, Werribee. Great tap there from Berry. Hooper straight through and a terrific finish for the Werribee Tigers. They go along to 3-3-21. Richmond 6-10, I think, 46 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard as we head towards time on of this second quarter. 19 and a half gone.
There was a superb connection between Berry and Hooper. They knew exactly what each other was going to do, and it was just clean hands by Hooper and a very, very classy finish by a classy player at this level.
I've only got 9 on my sheet. I know I must have been one I forgot to write down with the quick changeovers.
We'll forgive you for that.
We'll wait till half time and confirm what the umpires want to do with that scoreboard. As Soldo and Berry. Soldo got a hand over the shoulder of Berry. Gribble tried to take the advantage, but everyone had stopped, so it has to come back. Richmond, according to the scoreboard, by 26 points. Sotomarco receives the handball from Berry, goes on the right boot, out wide, that was good. Mark taken by Henderson. He's got a bit of toe, Jack Henderson. Too far out to score, called to play on now. Goes up and under, he had to do that to get it over Bolter. Garthwaite brought it to ground, Brew shrugged off one and then got dispossessed. Good tackle. Richmond on the quick break. Miles, long, looking for more out the back. Couldn't quite hang on to it with the one hand this time. Caught almost was Coughlin, just got his kick away in time. It came good and out to Gray. Couple of kicks from home across to Aylett, who's worked hard in this second quarter. Drives towards full forward Porter and Garthwaite Ballard.
Superb by Ballard.
Third man up into the contest, took the mark and got it moving quickly. Out to the wing, Manor has to run hard. Didn't get there, and then handballed it over the line, trying to find Silvestro. And we get a boundary throw in right in front of the old Jack Dyer stand.
That mark by Ballard is something that the Tigers just do exceptional well. They get back and help their defence, and excellent work by wingman / midfielder today, Jacob Ballard.
So, boundary throw in, half forward for Werribee. They trail by 26 points. Bit of a wrestle between the two big men. Soldo won the tap down. Wood is wrapped up. Couldn't get his hands free. Eventually he did. Naish somehow got it on the boot up towards the wing. Bouncing ball. Good hand pass over the top from Arts. Miles pumps it towards half forward. Big wrestle going on there between Moore and Coughlin, and Collins got back for Werribee. Chipped over the top to Brett, who's back on the ground. Good to see he's okay. He's able to regain his composure. He goes short and finds Barrack.
Sam Collins is working the game in this second quarter. Playing on Joel Cusack is in his second VFL game. It's a tough ask for the young man.
It is, and I think that's the matchup Werribee would want, because it allows Collins to zone off when he can. And Cusack needs to make him hurt. Brancatisano got it off. Kick inside 50. Porter, it's over his head. Back towards the pocket it goes. Can he get there? Naish, he did, and then got caught. Got a hand pass away in time. Garthwaite's under the pump. Dispossessed. Sharp got it back. Little hand pass from Gray just as he got tackled. Quick kick out of there for Richmond. Ball to ground level. Sotomarco picks up the loose ball. Fires on goal and just misses. This is a good few minutes here for Werribee.
Certainly is. It's probably been a 10-minute patch where they've just held it in their front half, which you need to do against the Tigers. But look at it on the transition. The Tigers they're out here.
Morris, Soldo, Morris in the 1-2 into the centre of the ground. Face planted did Arts, and a kicking in danger will give him a free kick, or will concede him a free kick, I should say. Taken by Aylett, who goes out wide. Barrack Sizes up his options, wobbles a kick inside 50. Sharp just got his hands under the footy and takes the mark 46 metres out from goal. The young man from Myrtleford. Short pass from him is good, and he finds Porter.
Richmond just laps in their D50, defending their D50 at the moment. Porter's been able to lead up a couple of times, and there was another lead up by, was it Kurt Aylett? Was it lead up on the outer side there? Or was it Sharp?
Sharp before.
Sorry, Jake Sharp. And if you want to take on Richmond in their DP, you got to make them defend because they zone off so well, which Werribee is doing at the moment.
Josh Porter lines up for goal as his man Ryan Garthwaite takes a spell. Off that two-step approach, he hooks it badly, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
It's a strange approach, the two-step.
Yeah, it's very...
He gets momentum through the ball, but trajectory is a bit wayward.
Whatever works for you. It didn't work on that occasion, but it's a good ball spin. Moore flew high and flew before acceptances again. You've got to get your hands on the footy if you're going to crash the pack. We like you doing it.
Yeah. A little over-exuberant at the moment, Callum Moore. Maybe trying a little bit too hard.
Ball from Brett towards half forward, just through the hands of Bucks, who then probably gave away a free kick for a high tackle that the umpire didn't see. Trying to burrow through there was Bucks on Cusack. We have a ball up right on the 50, 24 and a half gone in the second quarter. Raw vision here at Swinburne Centre, early Saturday morning. Kick towards half forward. It's been chopped off by Bolton, who threw it on the boot. Sent it back out towards the wing. Getting there first for Werribee is Gray. He got the hand pass back to McNamara. Goes the 1-2. The two of them were too good for Tanner, but the kick was poor and it's been turned over now. Caulfield goes back towards the wing. Fly from the back, Arts. He got two hands on it but couldn't drag it down. Front and centre. Away they come again, Richmond. A dangerous kick. Clever tap on from Soldo. Stepping back, Manor. Can he shrug the tackle? He can't. He's gone. Great work that by Sam Collins, showing he can do it more than just in the air.
Yeah, had to go the first option there, Sean Manor, unfortunately. He just tried to bit off a bit more than he could chew. He had Callum Moore over the top. He just had to put into his path, and he could have just swooped onto it, but unfortunately caught by Sam Collins.
Could have even went back to Soldo too. It was a clever little flick over the top, wasn't it? Short ball to Maishman. Tanner called back. Maishman played on. Brett handball. Looking for loose man in Coughlin. Out to the outer wing, the punt road side again. And Werribee grow through McNamara. Out to the wing again. It'll be brought back in play by Sharp. It's a terrible kick. Turnover time. Arts. Now it's with Tanner. Kicks towards Soldo in the pocket. Foot race. Will it sit for the big man? He picked it up and Coughlin got him straight away. Somehow got a kick away. Arriving is Moore. Impossible! Impossible is possible! What can't Callum Moore do?
How Soldo firstly gets a foot to it when he by all rights shouldn't have, and then Callum Moore has really kicked that from Brunton Avenue.
That is a miracle. And that's making the plays of the week.
Absolutely. Now he's got, at the opposite end of the ground, he's got possibly the goal of the year against Northern Blues.
Around the post, I saw that one.
Now, that one matches that, if not better. That was superb by Callum Moore.
Off balance, falling away from the goal. Somehow got it on the outside of the boot from right next to the point post. It's unbelievable stuff from a big man. He's got 3. And Richmond lead by 40 points in the shadows of half-time. Gribble takes it away for Werribee. Kicks towards half forward. Getting there is Bucks. Swings onto the right boot. Kicks inside 50, but it's been chopped off by Ellis. Corey Ellis, inside defensive 50. Goes short and finds Wood. Brandon Wood just inside the centre square. He will bring it back towards the wing, looking for Coleman Jones. Flying was Coughlin, thumped out of his hands. A fumble and then a pickup was nice from Ernest. Then he sold Naish into trouble. Coming through there for Werribee was Maloney. Swung it back. Little ball was partially smothered off the boot there from Maloney, having the second go. Bolton with pace, backs himself, kicks towards full forward. Oh, Soldo! Get a look at that, big man! Ivan Soldo. What can't he do?
He's really sparking the Tigers in the last minute.
He's having a blinder, the big man.
It was a superb assist to Callum Moore, and then that was a sensational mark.
Ivan Soldo.
They needed a lift, didn't they?
Yeah.
They definitely needed a lift. Werribee was on top.
And after all of Werribee's hard work to get themselves back into the game, late goals from Richmond have blown it out of the water again. A 4th goal of the season for Soldo. And Richmond lead by 46 points heading towards half-time here at the Swinburne Centre.
Another man that's been involved is Shea Bolton. He's looking electric off half-back.
36. I got my maths wrong. 8-10-58. Sorry, Werribee. Tigers of the VFL 3-4-22.
We'll forgive you for that one, Brendan.
I won't. That's a shocker. Maths used to be the strong point. I'm getting old. Richmond 8-10-58. Werribee 3-4-22 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. 29 minutes gone on Raw Vision in the second quarter. Soldo, who is having a blinder. Out of the middle, Sotomarco was held and the umpire saw it. So he'll get the free kick. He's been good too, especially in this second term. He goes short and finds Brew. Just forward of the circle. Sends it out wider. And it was good. Oh, I thought he went there, Henderson. Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. Short ball again. And they're deliberately hanging on to the footy. McFarlane. And the siren beats him. Did he play on? The umpire says he did. So he won't be able to try and kick an 80-metre barrel. No theatre there. Let him have a go, even if you don't let it score. You probably end up kicking it to the Royal Hotel from there.
He probably will.
8-10-58 at halftime. Richmond leading by 36 points over Werribee. 3 goals for 22. A 30-minute quarter here at the Swinburne Centre. Goal scorers for Richmond, Moore with 3, 2 to Ballard, and singles to Ellis, Stengel and Soldo. For Werribee, the goal kickers are Nick Bucks, Porter and Andrew Hooper, with a great roving effort off the pack late in that quarter. Richmond by 36 points, Brenton. Werribee did quite well in the second quarter, but those 2 late goals really sting.
Yeah, they really hurt. Werribee really raised the fight in terms of their pressure and the contested style of the game, and then they're able to use the numbers in their uncontested marks and trying to edge the ball forward. They found some numbers inside 50, but they probably left a few goals on the table, and then, which so often happens, the side that doesn't have that momentum goes down there and kicks 2 quick ones and it's back out to a 6-goal game.
Yep, exactly right. It is halftime. It is Richmond by 36 points. We'll take a bit of a break and be back with you soon. There's a pretty healthy crowd here at the Swinburne Centre. Richmond supporters on their way across to the MCG for the big one this afternoon against Collingwood. And we'll come back and be bringing you and them the second half very shortly. Richmond by 36 points. It's Brenton Mann and Brendan Rhodes on Raw Vision. Back soon.
Welcome back, Tiger fans, and from both sides, Werribee and Richmond. It's the second half here at the Swinburne Centre. Richmond leading 8-10-58 to Werribee 3-4-22. Brendan, welcome back.
Yeah, well, welcome back, Brent, and yourself. Enjoyed the little break there.
Yeah,
they've looked after us.
We're actually catered for today.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
First time that's happened all season, and on the various media outlets.
Croissants, we've got croissants, strawberries, donuts, and
beautiful work.
Fantastic stuff.
The news isn't quite so good for the Tiger ladies, Brenton.
No, it's not.
They're playing Carlton over at Icon Park. It's the Blues 5-35 leading Richmond 3 behinds midway through the second quarter.
We're underway here with Soldo and Berry.
And it's one down by Berry. Strong tackle laid straight away on Maishman. And we get another ball up. 2 goals to Darcy Vesio for Carlton over there. Harvey Schultz and Sarah Hosking have kicked the other ones for Carlton. Richmond still looking for their first as Silvestro gets tackled.
Now, Richmond 2 late goals in that second quarter, arrested back the ascendancy, but Werribee were very impressive in probably for 2/3 of that second quarter. Let's see what they can bring in the third.
Here comes Miles out of the middle. Straight up in the air goes that kick. Who's camped under this one? Clever tap back from Miller. Aylett took it. Stepping through traffic there is Arts. Somehow got through and then got collared. Well,
ooh, I thought he would. You stiff there, Jake Arts.
Oh, I reckon, yeah, he's asking the question. What about my neck, sir?
It's a legitimate question to ask.
Kick towards half forward is marked by Porter, who chips it out wide for Werribee. Stretching back is Bance to pick it up. Kicks up towards full forward. Getting to the front spot there was Hooper. Couldn't take the mark. Stepping around traffic and charging out of there for Richmond. That was Bolter, who's gone back, and the mark has been taken here on the wing.
Harry Tanner was very impressive mark. The boy out of Altona Football Club.
Tanner goes short towards the wing, and a mark taken by Porter. It's going to come straight back. Oh, that's a poor kick from Porter. That creates a problem. Had to get rid of it quickly, did Gribble. Silvestro there for Richmond to Miles, to Ballard, to Morris. Little ball through. Coleman Jones had to stop and wait, but was up to the task. Ellis now to Arts. Kicks into the pocket. It's just a fraction wide. The bounce doesn't favour Richmond, and Werribee will bring it out of defence. Kick up towards the wing. Bouncing ball. Getting there first there is Caulfield. Goes one way, then back the other. Somehow gets a hand pass through to Miles. Just threw it on the boot. Good pair of hands by Henderson to take the mark for Werribee.
Positional change for the Tigers, for Richmond at half-time. We've got Ben Miller who's been shifted forward and Noah Bolter back.
Silvestro kicks inside 50. More! That's a beautiful kick by Silvestro to advantage. And it gave the Werribee defence no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, superb. In the contest by Silvestro, then when he got on the outside, as you said, just a beautiful kick to advantage. They kicked it to space. You don't need, forwards don't mind how it comes in as long as it's to their advantage, and that was superb by Silvestro.
Yeah, Matt Brett just could not get anywhere near that ball, could he? Callum Moore looking for goal number 4 early in the third quarter. He kicks from 40 and he pushes it across the face. 3 goals, 2 for Callum Moore.
Set shot goal kicking is something that is still developing year on year, but he's getting enough for the ball, and he looks like he's set for a big day, isn't he?
Richmond 8-11-59, Werribee 3-4-22. He kicks big blocks of goals quickly, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
That game against the Northern Blues, we all talk about the one, but he kicked 5 in that half, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Mark taken on the outer side for Werribee. It'll be brought back into play there. It was good by Hooper up towards the wing. Now it's with Brew. Sets it long out wide, looking for Bance. Spoiled by Morris. Bance dives back in there again. Sharp left it behind. Bance has another go. Morris almost ripped it away from him. Silvestro did rip it away. Kicks towards half forward. Bouncing ball over the head of Moore. This will sit for Coughlin, who then got caught. Had to just throw it over his head pretty much. Brett gathered a looping hand pass from Werribee. Finds Sharp. Kicks towards half forward. That's a good kick. Porter couldn't quite hang on. And it is thumped over the line by Garthwaite.
Josh Porter looks good when he's leading up at the ball. He's having a pretty good duel with Ryan Garthwaite.
Yeah, evenly matched those two. Garthwaite's probably had the better of it. although Porter has looked dangerous.
Yeah.
Tap was missed by Soldo, then a fumble by Silvestro. Caught by the arm, Gribble. Handball out to Barrick from Aylett. Kicks towards full forward. And getting across and taking the mark is Bolter, who's gone into defence. He puts it in front of Naish. If this sits up, he's away. It does sit up and he is away. Has one bounce. Kicks towards half forward looking for Tanner. Flew early. Got a hand on the ball. McFarlane arrived. Ball to ground. Stepping through. Arts. Solid hip and shoulder there. And it'll be a ball up.
You won't mind that, Jake Arts. I got some stats here from the first half for the Tigers. For Richmond, sorry. We had Patrick Nate with 15 disposals, Jacob Ballard with 14, Brandon Wood with 14, Corey Ellis with 13, and Anthony Miles with 13.
All very good players for Richmond as Brewer fed it out. Brew picked it up for Werribee to Gribble. He went down towards the wing. Porter, strong grab. Then gave the hand pass off and they go away for a gallop. Almost run down by Bolter, by Stengel, I should say. Bolton, that's what I was trying to get out. Towards half forward, Caulfield. Bucks gets it for Werribee. Handball over the top. Garthwaite and Bolton. One way, steps. Gee, he's got twinkle toes. Kicks across the half-back line. It's just short of Arts. Gives an opportunity here for Werribee. Silvestro picks it up, then got dispossessed. Barrick gets in tight, and we'll have a ball up.
From a Werribee perspective, two players that really need to lift in the second quarter did. Sam Collins, 15 disposals to half-time. Tom Gribble, 15. Kurt Aylett, 14. And Joe Machman with 12.
Maloney roved the tap from Soldo, but he ran straight into a nest of players. Or a lair of tigers, is that what you call it? On both sides. So a ball up, 40 metres out from the Werribee goal. The margin is 37 points. Won by Soldo. Silvestro beaten for it by Miles. Couldn't quite get a kick away. Ballard picked up the loose footy. Sent it out wide in front of Naish. Will this one sit? It doesn't. Werribee wants deliberate. You're never going to get that unless it's going to be a wrong decision.
He can plead all he likes, but there was no way that was going to be delivered out of bounds.
He was kicking it to Naish, wasn't it? It was
certainly
quite
was.
Obvious. Boundary throw in. Rucks to go, and they both go to ground in the wrestle. The umpire rightly lets it go. Hand pass over the top from Ellis. Aylett, stolen by Soldo. He's a rover now. Gave it to Brewer. Has a bounce. Kicks towards half forward. Moore on the long lead. Takes the mark. Too far out to score here. Wants the man on the mark, Collins, to go back. It doesn't happen. Kicks towards full forward. Ballard. Big fist in there for Werribee. How will this sit? It doesn't sit for any of them. Naish was a chance, gathered by Henderson. He's caught and he's pinged.
Great pressure from Jake Arts. That's his one would. Bring that defensive pressure inside 50, and his attacking game is built on the back of that.
Just stayed in the contest, didn't he?
Just keeps his feet. If you keep your feet in this game, things happen, and he was superb there.
Jake Arts, just a behind in the first quarter. Only needs 5 to bring up 50 at this level. 75 games he's played before today. So
Third year in this system, and he's a real leader around this club.
So he comes in now, kicks from 48 metres out and kicks a goal. It's a really good kick, a good finish from Jake Arts. He's got his first, and the Tigers get the first one of the third quarter. The Sash Tigers, they're 9-11-65. Werribee 3-4-22 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard, early doors third quarter.
Both sides have shared the momentum in this third quarter, but Richmond able to capitalise there through Jake Arts, and I just looked down onto the bench, and Tyson Stengel's got the tracksuit on, so I'm not too sure what that's all about, but you won't be seeing him in the second half.
That's a shame because we love watching him play. You'd hope it's not an injury and that maybe there's a precaution. I think he's a senior emergency, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's just keep abreast of richmondfc.com.au and our social channels for all the details during the week.
Kick out of there from Brew for Werribee. Bolton gathers. And away he goes for Richmond. Kicks it towards half forward. Collins arrives, but it was brought to ground by Moore. Collins picked up the loose ball, got it off to Sotomarco. Hand pass out to Berry, back to Sotomarco. Goes for a gallop through the middle. Kicks towards half forward. Garthwaite kept his feet nicely and ran away from McFarlane. Kicks towards half forward. Coleman Jones the target. Had to make the spoil there on Coughlin. Front and centre Brewer. Goes out towards the wing. Tanner up against McNamara. McNamara did well. Tanner got hold of him. Richmond supporters want holding the ball. They don't get it. In front of the Jack Dyer stand. I don't think there'd be any greater place for noise of affirmation in the VFL than in front of the Jack Dyer stand. Ball towards half forward. Oh, that's a throw. That was a basketball pass from Harry Tanner. And he doesn't get away with it.
Sometimes you get away with those, but on that case...
That was like the one Mason Cox gave earlier this year in the AFL. Werribee and away they go. Here's a chance for Brew. Kicks inside forward 50. Can Hooper get there? He's got a chance. He's got Garthwaite for company. Garthwaite kept him under pressure nicely and saw it to the boundary line. It's really well done because Hooper is a quick man.
Yeah, kept him under check. Didn't panic there, Ryan Garthwaite. And the boundary line's a defender is generally your friend.
The 19th man, I was told, as a defender in a junior team who won 2 games in 4 years. We never got pinged for deliberate, thankfully, like they do these days. It's a long time ago. Soldo won the tap down. Ferreted out of there by Ernest. Then Silvestro, good hand pass. Stepping one way was Ballard, got the kick on the right boot. Clearing ball out to Miles, who steps around and then got caught. Somehow got a boot on the ball just in time. Aylett gathers the loose footy for Werribee. He kicks inside forward 50. Brancatisano on the lead, takes the mark.
Great kick there by Kurt Aylett and a really good lead, really sharp lead by Brancatisano. Now, what's he going to be like from here, Brendan? I haven't seen a lot of this man play.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen a lot of him for a couple of years. He only lasted a couple of weeks in that most recent series of the recruit. Unfortunately, I think injury got him early on. He kicks from 48 metres out. He got the distance nicely, and he's just missed to the near side. So through for one behind. He's playing his second VFL game today. And Werribee go to 3-5-23. Richmond 9-11-65. 11 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. Here at the Swinburne Centre. Ball up towards half-back through the hands of Coleman Jones. And Barrick is very happy to watch it go over the line for a throw-in.
Werribee definitely lifted their intensity after a slow start to the game. They're just going to have to watch them around the stoppages. Soldo's started this quarter pretty well. And you got Blake Brewer, Tommy Silvestro, Shea Bolton just lurking around this stoppage as well.
Soldo just got rid of his opposing ruckman, picked up by Brew for Werribee, kicks inside 50. Garthwaite got a fist on the ball, brought it to ground. Hooper at the back, just partially smothered was the kick. And I think that was Bolter, was it, who did well?
Yeah, Bolter or Joel Ernest, who got a fingertip to it.
Got it through for a behind to Hooper. 1-2 for him now. 3-6 Werribee, 9-11 Richmond. Long ball to the punt road side. Ball brought to ground nicely there. Tanner picks it up. Kicks towards half forward. Puts it in front of Manor, who will go. Henderson now corrals him. Stops, props, goes back the other way. Moore arrived to provide the option.
Gee, that was good by Sean Manor there. Didn't panic. He could have blasted away, but Werribee had the numbers on the advantage side of Richmond forwards. Now Patrick Naish here.
Ballard received, gave it to Naish, and then Naish with no left foot kicked it poorly into the goal square. It'll be brought out of defence for Werribee. That was by Coughlin. Up towards Porter. He's under the pump here from Bolter. Gathered now by Riccardi. And dumped over the line. Half-time in the VFLW game at Icon Park. Carlton 5-5-35. Richmond 4 behinds. So a big lead there for Carlton.
Yeah, hopefully Richmond women have a bit better second half than they did their first. Developing side in their first year in the competition.
They started the season well. It's dropped off a little bit as it's gone on, but they're on the right track. Great tackle by Harry Tanner and gets rewarded holding the ball off Maishman. A bit of a disagreement between Maloney and Miller off the side of the contest.
I don't know what they were disagreeing about.
Tanner kicks up towards full forward. The pack flies more, trying to claim the mark. Cusack And he snaps around the corner towards goal, and Henderson rushes it across the line.
Geez, flying for everything today, Callum Moore, isn't he?
And he's got every right to. That one was definitely a fair attempt at it, as Collins picks it up on halfback, goes across to Gribble. Sotomarco, he's having a great day for Werribee. Kicks inside forward 50, beautiful pass. Hooper will run in. Oh, Garthwaite nearly got him. But Hooper kicks the goal for Werribee, and the Tigers of the VFL go to 4 goals, 6:30. Richmond 9-12-66 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. 14 and a half minutes gone. Great chase by Garthwaite, but terrific transition play from Werribee.
Certainly was, and a couple of times Andrew Hooper's got behind the Richmond defence. And gee, they look dangerous when they draw the Richmond defenders up and they burst goal side of their opponents. It was a brilliant kick by Sotomarco too, really deep and penetrating. Just put it to the advantage side of Andrew Hooper, and Garthwaite nearly got him, but unfortunately Hooper kicked the goal.
He's come up sore too, Ryan Garthwaite. I reckon he might have got the back heel of Hooper's boot in the face as he went to ground. So we'll keep an eye on that. As Werribee go again, Maishman to Maloney inside 50, almost the mark. Munro did the roving, and he's missed to the left. Through for one behind. 14 goals, 16 for Munro, so his finishing is not as good as he would like. Margin is 35 points. Ball driven long back into play to the outer side. Here's a chance for Silvestro, who's caught. No prior opportunity is the ruling. And we will have a ball up 55 metres out from the Werribee goal.
Got a really good contest now, don't we? Really good contest.
As I said, Werribee's been in the game, in the contest all day. Richmond's just been a little bit cleaner and have taken advantage of any mistakes.
Yeah, and they've taken their opportunities generally on the turnover, but Werribee, when they go fast, when they go through the corridor, as I said, get the likes of Hooper out the back, they look dangerous.
Yeah, they've got a future. Remember, it's their first year back as a standalone club after North Melbourne broke away. So they've done quite well, just the 4 wins, but they're competitive in most games against the top teams. So they're not that far off. As a free kick here has been picked out for Richmond. Bolton trying to get rid of Bance on the mark to get the footy, and Bance, I think, protected it quite nicely. It was Maishman, in fact. Goes up towards half forward for Corey Ellis.
He'll turn inside.
He thought about the handball to Bolter and then thought better of it and drove it long to full forward. Moore flew from the back. He couldn't quite get there. Caught with Sotomarco, dumped, and he didn't get a fair handball, says the umpire. And that was a big crunching tackle. And the free kick will be taken by Callum Moore.
That's a part of his game for a big man that is really, really elite. His pressure around the contest and his speed. And as I actually said, it was a crunching tackle. And that's what you want to see from your big man.
Yep, and he managed to crunch him and bring him to ground flat without worrying the head area that everyone's focused on at the moment. He brought him down in a good, hard, strong, fair tackle. So Moore looking for goal number 4. He squeezed it in.
Didn't look. He was a little dubious on it, but just snuck in.
Had to wait for the umpire to see whether he tapped his chest or not. 4 goals, 2 for Moore today. And Richmond extend the lead. They go along to 10 goals, 12, I think, now.
10 goals, 12.
72. Werribee 4-7-31 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. 18 minutes gone, third quarter.
I know it's a cliche, but he's looking like an AFL footballer playing at VFL level at the moment, which is what you want to see when players come back from AFL duties. And a keen eye, I'm sure Damien Harbour could be having a keen eye on this tape of his game so far. He's done it all in the air, on the ground, and a big crunching tackle.
He's obviously just been told to attack everything, attack the contest, attack the footy, and that's exactly what he's doing. As Ballard tries to work his way through and can't do so. And we'll have a ball up. So really, it's a great place to be around at the moment. Richmond, I'm quite sure about that. Both teams well placed on top of their ladders. Richmond can build a game and percentage advantage here today with 2nd, 3rd and 4th all having the bye in the VFL competition this weekend. Silvestro caught by McFarlane. And a ball up at half forward. 41 points the lead for Richmond. Game has been tighter than that, but the margin is still right at the same time if you can make sense of that.
Yes. As you said, the contest has been tighter. Richmond burst out of the blocks and got, I think it was 4 goals to nothing, or maybe even 5 goals to nothing at one stage. Now Werribee's been able to drag it back and kick probably 5 or 6 goals to 4.
28,
kick 4 goals.
28 nothing, I think it was in the first quarter. As a good hand pass back from Wood to Ellis to the top of the square. Oh, great mark taken by Coughlin, who's having a real good day down back. The former St Kilda listed player. Did have, I think, 1 AFL game, Nick Coughlin. No, he didn't get a game at AFL level for St Kilda. He was pretty close at times. McFarlane receives it back in the goal square and goes to the outer side, and it's in the hands there of Aylett, who went back to Sotomarco. Short ball. They come out of defence now, Werribee, unsure what to do with it. There was Bance. Sotomarco got it back into the centre of the ground. Coughlin, good kick, found Riccardi. Eyes off a short pass and hits it up nicely to Bucks. Nick Bucks. I think you're getting that new pronunciation out right.
He's going to back himself here, I think.
He's a good kick. He's a good kick. He kicks it a long way. So, man on the mark. Oh, he's outsmarted them all. And he's chipped into the pocket and found Tom Gribble.
Left footer, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 8 goals, 6 he's kicked for the year. Tom Gribble. Very good footballer at this level. Former Geelong Falcon. Played for Geelong in the VFL as well. Geelong West St Peters. Before making the move just up the Princess Highway to Werribee. Gribble very deliberate over this approach, and he kicks a goal. That is a very nice finish by Tom Gribble, and Werribee get 1 back. They go to 5-7-37. Richmond 10-12-72 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard, ticking towards time on in the third quarter.
They shifted the Tigers defenders really well there, Werribee. Outsmarted them, as you said. Bucks looked like he was going to have a shot at goal, but just found Gribble in the pocket. It was a classy finish by a very classy player at this level. But Werribee's look very impressive when they burst off half-back, when they go through the corridor, and they look quick, and they're penetrating their inside, their forward 50. They're not getting shallow entries, which is really making the Tigers defenders play one-on-one and not be able to zone off.
It's unusual to see Richmond miss a check like that.
Yeah, it is.
Up inside 50 now. Manor was caught inside the centre square, 5 in the square, so it was a free kick taken by Berry, turned over there to Miles to Soldo. Berry snuck over the mark, but was given time to get back. Brewer charging through the middle is Bolter, has a bounce, runs for 50, goes for home, Noah Bolter!
That's what he can do. He's a special talent, this man. The size, the speed, and that was a little 9-9 chip from 50, and it went through a goalpost height.
Did it easy, didn't he? When you see a bloke at 194 centimetres and 94 kilos charge out of the middle, have a bounce and kick a goal post high, there's yet another special talent on this list here at Tigerland.
Absolutely. Unfortunately for Werribee, they didn't make that free kick out of the middle count. The Tigers got him on the turnover, hit the corridor, and Bolter from 50 finished it off.
That's the difference between the teams, isn't it? Richmond 11-12-78, Werribee 5-7-37. He thinks about his taps, Soldo, and that's a good one. Straight through the middle went Tanner towards half forward, backing himself Collins. Got it across to McFarlane, who chips it around the wing. Good mark there to Sharp. Goes sideways, dangerous, just got to the target. That was Maishman who put it around the corner to half forward. Porter crashes through Credlin. Naish, quick hand pass over the top and then received it back from Caulfield. Spearing ball across the half-back line, just got past Barrick. Bolton under the pump, somehow got a little kick away, missed the target. Morris has to turn around and go back. Bumped off it there by Brett. Bolton still going hard. Barrick caught by Bolton. Umpire calls for a ball up. Good contest.
Shea Bolton, as I said previously in the call, is he's learning his craft off half-back. He's looked, I reckon in the second quarter and in the start of the third here, he's really looked sharp.
Ellis dispossessed by Barrick, who can't quite shrug the tackle, gave the hand pass off. Stepping through there was Barrick having a second go at it. Morris has come up a little bit sore.
Oh, he'll shake it off.
Yeah, toughen up Stevie Morris. Ball up 45 metres out from the Werribee goal. One down by Soldo. Tapped out by Morris. Away come the Tigers through Ellis, but only as far as McFarlane. Swings around onto the right boot. McFarlane now has a bounce when there wasn't one to be had. Sotomarco was put under pressure. Kicks inside forward 50. Tigers with the numbers. And that most recent goal kicker, Noah Bolter, is back in the last line of defence.
McFarlane had to do that because he had the likes of Bolter, Soldo, and I believe I was going to say Colin Jones, but no, he's on the bench. There was tall timber down the line for the Tigers. Made McFarlane second guess his kick, and the Tigers affect the turnover.
My thought was no bounce handball straight away to Sotomarco. The move was good to Sotomarco. He just put Sotomarco under pressure by taking too long to get it there. And it's on behind the play. The umpire's watching that. Miles having a bit to do with Brew.
Yes, Brew's been his backpack for most of the day, and Miles just letting him know that. Just letting him know about it.
Both former North Albury players.
Yep.
Miles would have been there a fair while before Don Brew was. Brew, I think, started at Albury before he went to North.
Is that frowned upon in that league? Is it?
Doesn't happen very often, but it was just a senior opportunity for Brew. He was playing in the seconds at Albury. He went across to North for an opportunity, and now look at him. It was the right decision. Ball is up on centre wing. And it will be balled up. Ellis laying the tackle on Collins. Hasn't been the best day for Sam Collins. They've played him well, Richmond.
Yeah, they have. In their previous encounter, I reckon Collins had 8 or 9 marks in the first quarter. And just Richmond won that game and worked him out for the rest of the game, the second, third and fourth quarter. But he's such a good defender and too good of a defender to play at this level.
He goes Manor, kick inside 50. Moore grabs hold with one hand, strolls in and makes a mess of it. Puts some pressure on Arts. Can he get around Coughlin? He can't. Nick Coughlin bombs it out with a barrel. Terrific play by Werribee. Caulfield takes the mark. It's going to come back. But too unselfish from Moore on that occasion. Should have just kicked the goal. They've still got a chance here, Richmond. A little handball over the top from Brewer. And it misses Caulfield and goes over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, Callum Moore should have just kicked his fifth there. Something I think that Richmond does every now and then. They leave a couple of goals out there on the table through unselfishness. But Dan Caulfield with good intercept made sure that Werribee's turnover didn't make them hurt.
You like the team aspect of the game wherever possible, but there are just times where you just have to finish.
Yeah, that's very true. Relieves a bit of pressure too.
Exactly. They're well in control, however, Richmond, on the scoreboard at least, as Wood got it through to Silvestro. Back to Soldo. Now through the centre of the ground is Bolter. Wanted to go for a gallop again. Good hand pass, Silvestro. Fed it out wide. Sizing it up is Brewer. And he kicks a goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, class by hand there. So Tommy Silvestro didn't panic. Found Brewer on the outside, and Brewer knew it was a goal as soon as it left his boot.
Yeah, another good finish from Brewer. He's kicked his first for the day, his 12th of the season. And Richmond go to 12-12-84. Werribee 5-7-37. 27 and a half gone in the third quarter here on Raw Vision. Brenton Mann and Brendan Rhodes with you. 47 points the lead in favour of Richmond. There's only been one behind added in the third quarter over at Icon Park. It was kicked by Carlton. They're 5-6-36. Richmond 4 behinds over there in the VFLW. As Berry tapped it backwards, running off the line was Henderson. He got a kick up towards half forward. Ballard had to wait for it, and he did well. Threw it on the boot and goes up towards half forward. Collins, now that's what he's good at. He's given a free run at the footy, and he took the mark. Sam Collins comes away on the right boot, sends it towards half forward. Front spot, Garthwaite, just as good.
I like that.
Gave it across to Ballard. Away go the Richmond Tigers again. Silvestro in a one-on-one contest. Great use of the body against Barrick. Kicks up towards half forward, finding Manor in front of Henderson. There's some pace among those two.
Sam Collins, do you look after Ryan Garpo, the two best defenders in the VFL, just waxing it a bit there.
Pick off a couple of marks there. As Manor sets it up to full forward. More Soldo. Coughlin claimed the mark. You're never going to get that. And it will be a ball up right next to the behind post.
Yeah, Werribee's going to have to defend this forward 50 stoppage. Some classy players floating around. Shea Bolton, Jake Arts, Anthony Miles. Blake Grewal just hanging out the back of the pack here.
Soldo with the tap, picked up by Gribble, threw it on the boot. Silvestro, desperate lunge. He gets there, just inside the boundary. Be a tough kick from there.
Yeah, it will be. Not beyond him, but yeah, a very tough kick. He'll look to centre it, I think.
It's probably the one pocket that they'd have the least number of shots at training, I'd imagine. Furthest away from the rooms.
Exactly right.
He's gone short and found
Jake Arts.
It is Arts, and he will have to have a shot at goal. From 47 metres out. He's about 10 metres inside the boundary.
I reckon 60-degree angle from our vantage point.
Not very good at the angle side of things. Just say it's pretty tight.
You're pretty safe with that one.
And he'll kick from just inside the 50. To make it a 9-goal margin, it's going just across the face. It's short, and it's thumped through. Manor just trickles it over the line, but there's nothing in that. It's three-quarter time here at the Swinburne Centre at Punt Road Oval, and Richmond lead by 47 points. They're 12 goals, 12-84. Werribee 5-7, 37 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. Goal scorers for Richmond. Moore has kicked 4, 2 to Ballard, and singles to Ellis, Bolter, Stengel, Soldo, Grewal and Arts. For Werribee, goals to Bucks, Porter, Hooper and Gribble. I think I'm missing one there. Hooper kicked to set one in that quarter as well, so
Hooper
he's got 2. So 2 to Hooper, singles to Bucks, Porter and Gribble. A 47-point lead at three-quarter time, Brendan.
Yeah, another tough quarter. Both sides with momentum swinging from one side to the other. Richmond's class just inside 50. It's the reason they're in front at the moment. Werribee not doing a lot wrong, just their connection through the midfield into inside 50 just isn't quite there at stages. But they look dangerous, as I said, when they draw the Richmond defenders up and get them out the back. Andrew Hooper looking dangerous. But I think Richmond's class will probably just see them over the line.
Phoebe Monaghan has kicked Richmond's first goal of the VFLW game at the 11-minute mark of the third quarter. It's the Tigers 1-5-11 trailing Carlton 5-6-36.
Hopefully there's more of them to come.
We'll take a break from the Swinburne Centre, and when we come back it'll be the final quarter, Richmond versus Werribee. Richmond leading by 47 points here on Raw Vision.
For the final term here at the Swinburne Centre, we have Richmond leading 12-12-84 to Werribee 5-7-37. Callum Moore has set the crowd alight today with 4 goals, could have had 5, and a goal of the year contender. Werribee's fought and toiled hard, but it's been Richmond's class inside forward 50 and their ball on the outside. The season leading by 47 points. We have Ivan Soldo, Shea Bolton, Coriolis and Blake Brewer as a midfield for Richmond. Bolton shifting from half back into the midfield, see what he can do. He's pretty crafty around stoppages. And a welcome back Brendan Rhodes. Brendan, welcome.
Thanks, Brenton. Looking forward to a big final quarter, as we were just saying in the 3/4 time break. If you didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd think it was a really tight game of footy.
Yeah, absolutely. Richmond burst out of the blocks, got the ascendancy on the scoreboard. As you said, what were they? Was it 28 to nothing? Or was it 27?
27 or 28 nothing in the first quarter, yeah. Plenty of highlights in the game too to have a look at, to keep an eye out when you go onto the VFL website for the top 5 during the week. I reckon there's a couple there that might sneak in, as the tap down from Soldo was just missed by Bolton. Aylett's little kick taken by Silvestro. He got it out wide to Ellis, drew the man, or Manor it was, and got it across to Miles, who kicks towards half forward. Big fist from Collins through. A big pack of 2, and that was sore. That was a bad landing from Sam Collins.
Certainly was.
But he gets up and shakes it off.
Joel Cusack playing on Collins again. A really good learning experience for the young man.
So boundary throw in right in front of the David Mandy building. The change rooms here for Richmond. Little hand pass out. Sotomarco received from Maishman into the centre of the ground. Bance did well. Got it across to Gray, who kicks towards half forward. Riccardi's grabbed without the ball. Umpire lets it go, and Miller picks it up and goes. His hand pass created a little bit of an issue for Ernest, who was up to it. He went towards half forward, dodging, weaving. Tanner kicks into the player on the mark, and a strong tackle is needing to be laid. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, Werribee's pressure, as we've said through that, the call is definitely lifted once the ball is in general play.
So it is... We'll get an update shortly from the VFLW, because there's some news coming out of that game that isn't overly great for Tiger fans. As a free kick has been picked out here for high contact to Anthony Miles.
He generally just had his head ripped off, so that's a good free kick.
Drives it in towards full forward. It's Garthwaite who's gone forward for the Tigers in the last quarter. It's over his head and over for a throw-in.
Yeah, I'm led to believe that Ryan Garthwaite, did he kick 100 goals as a 16-year-old?
In the under-16s, yes, for Lavington.
So he knows his way around goal.
Yeah, and we interviewed him on Casey Radio a couple of weeks ago. He never played in the back line in his life until he got into the New South Wales ACT Rams program as a 16, 17-year-old. And he's turned into a terrific backman as Bolton just misses to the near side. Almost gave us another highlight.
Got some stats here. 3/4 time stats. Jacob Ballard and Corey Ellis with 22 disposals. Anthony Miles with 20. Patrick Naish with 20. And Tommy Silvestro with 18. And for Werribee, major ball winners are Gribble with 24. Collins with 22. Aylett with 19. Sotomarco with 17. And Coughlin with 16.
12-13-85 Richmond. Werribee 5-7-37 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. Ball driven long out of defence. Over the back, almost the mark taken there by Cusack. Little hand pass over the top. Came from Bance to Maishman. Good little kick through traffic, looking for and eventually finding. That is Sharp, who did very nicely. Kicks towards half forward to Porter. That is really good football by Jake Sharp. 3 or 4 times he could have given a panicked handball away. He held onto the ball, hit the target, and then the short pass from Porter into the pocket finds Riccardi.
Where we've been able to separate the Richmond defenders really well in the second and third quarter, and they've started the fourth quarter that way. Just their ability to draw the defenders up, and they've got the ball out the back probably half a dozen times. They look really, really dangerous, and this wouldn't be beyond Sotomarco here, would it?
No, he's a good finisher, Sotomarco. 5-1 before today. Kicked a point. He decides to set it up and kicks towards Porter, who almost got it back. And then he crashed through the rover, who was Maloney. And that stopped the chance to do the front and centre work. And we might have a problem here for Porter.
He's getting up.
He's okay. Just slow to get up. He got propelled into Maloney as he tried to do the rove. Tap down by Berry. Quick kick away from Brewer for Richmond. Up towards half-back. Out the back, Tanner couldn't quite get away. He might have been held. McFarlane, dispossessed was Collins. Then he hacked it out of the middle. Down behind play there is Arts. Keep an eye on that. He finished up sore last week too. Kick inside 50 from Sharp. Almost a free kick. Is a free kick for a push to Werribee. And it will be taken by Ben Maloney. 40 metres out directly in front. He finished with a cork last week, Jake Arts, in the final quarter against Sandringham. He came through that all right, but I think it's his face he's worried about here as the hand pass is given back to Brett from Maloney. He hasn't got the distance either, and Soldo takes the mark on the line.
Good work by Soldo, and Jake Arts staying out there. I think he just got some high contact. He just said it was his, he was holding his face for quite a while, but he's back into it.
Soldo got it out to Bolter, who goes for another gallop. Kicks it long to the wing. Here's Arts. He's recovered quickly. Can he get away from Henderson? He does. He has one. Here goes Arts to 52. Kicks towards full forward. Looking for and finding more at the back.
Yeah, superb kick there by Jake Arts. Had some real depth to it and really well judged by Callum Moore with the ball in flight. Started off deep in defence with Ivan Solder with that intercept mark, got it out to Noah Bolter, and he kicked it 52 metres to the advantage of Jake Arts on his non-preferred.
Now he's coming off. It looks like a poke in the eye by the looks of it.
It's never a comfortable thing to have, a poke to the eye.
So Callum Moore looking for goal number 5. He has got it. He snuck it inside the left post, and Moore has got 5, and Richmond have got 13. They're 13-13-91. Werribee 5-7-37 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard into the final quarter.
Well, the Tigers have done really well today. They've attacked on the outer side on the fat side wing. That time Noah Bolter, just that clearing kick, just to the advantage of Jake Arts. And it's funny what happens to players when they're in a bit of duress, when they can feel themselves going goal side and they got goals in their sights. They generally spring into action. But a good finish by Callum Moore. He makes the goal umpire do a little bit of work, but he kicked 5 goals 2 today, and he could have had 6.
Yeah, definitely. 3-quarter time in the VFLW. It's Carlton 6-8-44 leading Richmond 1-5-11. Unfortunately, the Tigers lost Courtney Wakefield and Grace Bibby to bad injuries in the first quarter. We are told from our Richmond connections over there. So hopefully those injuries aren't as bad as what we're hearing. As the ball came out towards half forward for Werribee, and a good chase and tackle by Porter gets rewarded. Maishman tried to take the advantage. The umpire said no. So it'll come back to Josh Porter. Still 2 kicks from home. He pops it up in towards full forward. The numbers here are with Richmond, and a big fly from the back. The mark is taken by Naish.
That'll please warm the hearts of the Tiger fans that are still here.
There's still a few around, isn't there? They haven't headed across to the G yet. Oh, more. We want more. He goes long towards half forward. Here's Garthwaite at the back, and he's got it. Takes the mark on 50. Ryan Garthwaite gives the handball off to Bolton. Steady, sets himself and kicks it out on the full. Anti-climax.
Yeah, you would have liked to see Bolton square that ball up. Most players are entitled to have a shot, but just from there, you would have liked him to see him square it up off on a free target inside 50.
Normally, you would think like that is a set play for a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just didn't get any hook back on it, did he? Coughlin goes inside to half back. Caught high is Gribble by Brewer, so he'll get the free kick.
They've got numbers out here, Werribee, if they move it quickly.
Short ball finds Sharp in the middle. Swings around to Barrack. He's had a bit of the football. Barrack kicks towards full forward. A beautifully weighted kick. Porter dropped the mark. Could have done better than that. Little toe poke through away from Brent Catasano. It could be crucial here as Richmond rebound. Naish threw it on the boot, kicked into the centre circle. Ball brought to ground level. Miles fed it out to Morris. Clever slap on to Manor. Bolton gives it off to Moore, running through the wing. Drives it towards full forward. Ballard's back there. He's got the sit, Jake Ballard. Henderson did well. Henderson did very well.
That was really good by Henderson. Just made the body contact at the perfect time. Got Ballard off balance because it looked like Ballard was just going to gobble that mark up.
He's half his size too, so he had to time it nicely, didn't he? Ballard is he 94 kilos, Henderson just 74, so big difference there.
It's a fair discrepancy.
Ball back into play. More, Coleman Jones got it down, and the seas parted for Blake Brewer. And he kicked a second goal in this second half. And Richmond go to a bigger lead now. They are 14-13, 97, I believe, once we get rid of our ads for the Swinburne Centre, which is a great sponsor here of Richmond.
We love we love Swinburne University.
We do, no question about that. Werribee 5-7-37, 9.5 minutes gone in the final quarter. Doing some great work here with Richmond Swinburne University.
Yeah, it's I believe a sports media program opening up between Richmond and Swinburne. Myself, an alumni of Swinburne University, so I can't say a bad thing about that institution.
Yep, certainly done the right thing helping you through, Brenton. Back in the centre, it's a 60-point margin for Richmond now as Miles wins it out of the centre, goes up towards half forward. Bit of a hold on Ballard, but he recovered. Then he saw Sotomarco and thought, I've got to get rid of this footy quickly. Sotomarco went back and got it. Ballard dispossessed him. Bolton got through. He swings around onto the right boot, drives it inside 50, looking for more. Plays on quickly, goes across to Garthwaite, who takes the mark 30 metres out and can go back and line up for goal. Callum Moore, well, he marks everything with two hands. He marks it with one hand. He kicks goals. He passes it off. He's a terrific footballer. And Ryan Garthwaite, who has not scored this season, he's kicked just 2 goals in his 33 VFL games, spending most of his time down back.
I'm going to back him in here.
He'll kick from 35 metres out, close enough to directly in front. Kicks on its way, and it is gun barrel straight. And look at him get across to him. Ryan Garthwaite kicks a goal at the Swinburne Centre. And the Tigers lead by 66 points over the Tigers.
He's mobbed by his teammates. Much loved figure at Tigerland. And it's always good to see a defender kick a goal.
15-13, 103 Richmond. Werribee 5-7-37. 11.5 minutes final quarter on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. And just for good measure, he's going to have a run in the ruck. So Ryan Garthwaite with his first goal of the year, showing that he can still play forward. And a terrific piece of play by Callum Moore to set him up as well. Garthwaite went up against Sharp, who decided not to contest it. Henderson straight out of the middle for Werribee. It'll bounce away towards the line. It'll get away from Riccardi and go over for a boundary throw-in.
It's an 11-goal lead now. You wouldn't think that when you, as I said, if you didn't look at the scoreboard and just looked at the game, it's you'd think Werribee's right in this contest, but they're Richmond out to an 11-goal lead just by the pure brilliance of Callum Moore. Well,
they've blown it open in this final quarter, haven't they already? They've kicked 3 goals to no score in pretty quick time, and it's going to end up being probably a very big margin here as Sharp fed the hand pass off. Brew, short, Barrick. How many stats at three-quarter time for Riley Barrick?
I'll just have a look at my sheet.
He gave it to McFarlane, who decided to just bounce it off his own noggin.
Riley Barrick had 13 disposals to three-quarter time.
I thought he had more than that, but he's obviously his stats are out in the open. He uses it well and he stands out as Bolton shows that he's got a left foot as well as a right. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Henderson takes it back for Werribee. He's kicked too far. Corey Ellis.
Moore's on here.
Has a bounce. Kicks to Moore, who's away. He'll get it and keep going. No, he won't. He thought better of it. He was on the left boot, so he decided to go back and take a set shot and look for goal number 6.
Yeah, good connection there between Corey Ellis and Callum Moore. Ellis just waited till he was in a bit more space. Kick was weighted perfectly, and Moore lining up for his 6th of the day.
Yep, 5 goals, 2 so far for Moore. He's set up a couple of others. He will line up here from 45 metres out. 48 when he kicks it. It is borderline. It's missing to the near side. So 5 goals, 3 for the 21-year-old from Calder Cannons and Aberfeldy. Richmond 15-14, 104. Werribee 5-7-37, 14 gone in the final quarter. Sotomarco receives the handball over the top, goes around the outer side. And that is Barrick, who goes back inboard to McFarlane. Kicks around the wing, taken here by Porter.
Hooper's
Gave it across. Oh, bad bounce there for Brancatisano. Put the pressure on him, but he had time to go back and get it. Goes inside 50 and found that man. Good call, Brenton. Hooper has it.
Just finds space goal side of his opponent a lot of the time, and at that time he just let up at the footy. But if they went quick and clean, though, he was on over the top. But he's got a shot from about, I'd say, 30 metres out on a very acute angle.
22-18 for the season, including 2-2 today. He kicks from 45. It's across the face. The big men are there. Front spot was Bolter. Ellis is in front of him. Got the hand pass out to Manor. Deliberate around onto the right boot. More! He almost hit the ground again before it got to him. Well, he's done everything today, Callum Moore. As he gave it short to Miles. Goes back to Bolton. He played on just a fraction too quick, didn't he, Snipper?
He did. What Callum Moore does, he sets himself early and he flies, and he's got a lot of hang time. He just sits up there and he's judging the ball perfectly today.
He's got to be best on ground, doesn't he?
Yep, by the length of the Flemington Straight at the moment.
As the ball came towards the wing from Nation, found Tanner. It's a long straight, Flemington.
It certainly is.
Tanner short to Bolter, who's had a very good day as well.
Of course, they're racing at Caulfield today.
Yeah, I keep my money in my pocket, I think. Couldn't pick a winner, whether it was there or the Menangatang Picnics, as Moore flew over the top again before acceptances this time. Chance for Bance to Sotomarco. Stops, props. Good smother by Arts on the line. And that'll create a push in the back and a free kick, I think, just off the goal square to Jake Arts.
He's as tenacious as they come, Jake Arts. He hunts the contact. He loves the contest. And he loves laying big crunching tackles. Puts his head over the ball.
It's a name that you could get in a lot of trouble over, though.
Yes, it is.
As a commentator. I think we mentioned that last week. Jake Arts steps around and kicks a goal. So another one on the board for Richmond. And they go to 16-14, 110. Werribee still stuck on 5-7-37 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. And that is Art's second goal of the day. And the Tigers lead by 73 points.
Yeah, it's really blowing out now. What is it? Just was it 73-point lead?
Yep, for the Sash Tigers.
I better get that right, because my mother is a maths teacher.
Yeah. I used to be good at maths too. Already made one blue today. I can't afford another one.
Happens to the best of us, Brendan.
Yeah, we're allowed one, I suppose. So 110 plays 37. The quality has come to the top of Richmond as Bolton received from Ellis. Swung around and kicked in towards full forward. Here he comes again. Crashes the pack more and then picks up the loose footy. Chips it across the 50. Manor will get this. He drops the mark, backpedaling. Still in the contest here with Brew for company. Two more North Albury boys. Or another North Albury boy with Dom Brew. And he gets holding the ball this time against Sean Manor.
Strong Brew tackle.
Yes. I wouldn't mind a strong brew right now, and I'm not talking about coffee. Ball up towards half-back. Porter couldn't take the mark. Garthwaite didn't gather. Gribble fed the handball through only as far as Ballard, who spiraled a kick inside forward 50. Chance now for Brett. He couldn't get a hand on it, then went back and had a second go. Strong tackle laid there for Richmond by Bolter.
Joel Cusack was that one?
Cusack, it was Cusack.
The boy from Shark Park.
So he will see a ball up at the Beaumaris Sharks as the handball through to Gribble and eventually hacked out of there by Coughlin. Bounce was poor for Caulfield. stepping over the top. A clever slap on there for Werribee allows them to get away. McFarlane gives it away because he doesn't have a left foot. There's too many players like that these days. I've got to bring it up at least once every game I call. Towards half forward goes the kick. It's taken by Ellis. He kicks in towards full forward. That's a lovely pass to Tanner.
Speaking of left foot, that was a surgical pass.
Foot, yeah.
Surgical pass by Corey Ellis, which of course is his favourite side. But yeah, just picked that Harry Tanner superbly.
So Tanner will kick from 48 metres out. And find his stats here. No score yet today. He will come in now. He gets close to the man on the mark, but kicks it straight through the middle for another one for Richmond. And it's a 79-point ball game here at the Swinburne Centre. The Tigers 17-14, 116. And Werribee 5-7-37 on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. 19 and a half minutes gone.
As you said earlier, the cream is rising to the top. Werribee just looks a bit tired now.
Yep.
They've hung with Richmond for half the game, but yeah, the cream rising to the top. Corey Ellis there finding Harry Tanner. And Tanner's set shot was goalpost high from 50, so it's a young man with a lot of talent as well.
Yeah, they've kicked 5 goals, 2-0 already in this last quarter. 20 minutes gone. And it's really blowing out. So we'll have a ball up, a bounce back in the centre of the ground. A good one from the umpire. Soldo won it down. Hand pass out from Brew. Too hot for Gribble. Good work, Wood. Gave it across there to Miles. His handball was smothered. He went back and got it a second time, but then gave away a free kick. He just put his hand onto the shoulder of Maishman. And Joe Maishman will get the free kick. He goes short to Gribble, who's worked his way into the game nicely. Little chip over the top to Aylett. Handball back to Gribble. He goes inside forward 50. Got unloaded by Bolter. That should have been a free kick to Naish. Umpire said no. Handball from Barrick. Little chip. Brancatisano. Bucks. Gets on the right boot. Dare I say it? No left foot.
No left foot.
Werribee 5-8-38. Richmond 17-14, 116. 21 minutes gone, final quarter. As Naish marks the kick in.
Yeah, Richmond just on the slow play here. They'll probably look to go long down the line. I don't think the switch is on.
Naish goes long down the punt road side. Over the back of Cusack. Picked up for Werribee. Great tackle laid by Garthwaite. There's another Tiger in there as well.
Harry Tanner had him from the front. Garthwaite had him from the back.
Tanner the other one. It was McNamara in the meat in the sandwich there. One down by Soldo. Flicked out the back to Miles. To Brewer. Under the pump now. He's got a left foot and it works. And the mark is taken by Garthwaite just inside the line. So Ryan Garthwaite's had a very good day as well for Richmond. They've had plenty of good footballers today, as has Werribee, to be fair. Kick towards half forward. It's over the back. Coughlin has been close to the best for Werribee for 4 quarters. You give him a rap and he kicks it out on the full.
Commentator's curse there.
Gets him every time, doesn't it? So Brewer with the free kick for Richmond. He will set it up towards centre half forward. Collins in the front spot. Couldn't take the mark. And Ballard will be wrapped up.
Good work by the young man there. Cusack made a contest of it, brought it to ground and enforced the forward 50 stoppage.
Hart's, in fact, it was the last man up there for Richmond. Cusack's going to have a go in the ruck here. One down by Berry. He's come up a little bit sore out of that as Maishman charges away, has a bounce, drew the man to Brancatisano. Tried to go back to Maishman and just handballed it behind him. And it went over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, Richmond's really tightened up their pressure this quarter, and their defensive mechanics have been pretty sound.
VFLW update, Carlton well in control, 7-10-52, Richmond 1-5-11. Georgia Fisher with a goal for Carlton in the final quarter. As Werribee get a hand pass over the top. Here's a chance. Oh, Manor stole it on the smother, kick towards goal, deserved better. He just gets it behind.
His finishing has just been a little bit off, not to the standard. He set a very high standard this year, but yeah, his finishing in front of goal. It hasn't been up to the level he would have liked today.
His first score today. 9-4 for the season, so he is a good finisher. Margin is 79 points in favour of Richmond as the kick across face of goal gives some work for Henderson, and Henderson is up to the task. Goes short, just to the bootlaces. A good pick up by Gray over the top to, that is Barrick, who goes short. Oh, smothered was the handball from Riccardi by Soldo. Came back to Ballard, snaps around the corner towards the 50. Moore punched away from him by Coghlan. Or Coleman Jones it was on that contest. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Moore is down here in front of us desperately trying to get back onto the ground so he can add another one.
Yeah, he's sniffing another one, isn't he?
Trying to read what's on his wristband there. Kia kaha. There'd be a meaning in that, would it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm not too sure about it, but yeah, it's players these days often have things written on their wristbands just to remind themselves of things they need to do during the game. But that sounds like a personal message. Yeah.
I'll have to try and find that out for our Richmond viewers during the week.
Some homework during the week, yeah.
As we'll have a ball up just inside forward 50 for Richmond. One down by Coleman Jones. Brewer flicked it up, and he flicked it up illegally. Advantage taken. Barrick. There's a famous face in pink there in just getting in the way there for a minute.
Jack Fitzpatrick.
Yep, yeah, former Melbourne and Hawthorn player. Famous one-game win for Hawthorn last year, I think it was, before he's forced into retirement. As the ball goes, well, thought it went out of bounds, and I think Wood thought it was out of bounds too, but the whistle didn't come, and it ended up with Silvestro, who kicked a goal.
I think Wood just faked everyone out there. I think he just stopped and propped and acted like it was out of bounds and caught everyone napping, and Tommy Silvestro finishes with a very classy snap.
Well, that's it. I'm thinking it probably was, but the boundary umpire was caught back a little bit behind the play and didn't blow his whistle, so he thought, oh, well, no whistle, I might as well just keep going.
Exactly right.
Silvestro with his first goal. He adds his name to the score sheet. Richmond 18-15, 123. Werribee 5-8-38. 26 minutes gone in the final quarter. We're now staring at 100 points, and Werribee doesn't deserve that.
No, they don't. They've toiled really hard today, but as we said countless times today, the class of Richmond's really risen to the top.
Yep, that's why they're the top team. That's why they're the premiership favourites, and they're showing every bit of it today. One down by Berry. Miles. Berry goes again. Bolton steals it. Gets a hand pass over the top to Miles. Swings around onto the right boot. Kicks inside forward 50, but Barrick is back there for Werribee. Gets a kick away. Dangerous. It wasn't a good one. It created some issues. Little hand pass out of the traffic there from Richmond. And it will flick out the back. Garthwaite tries to get it clear. Tanner does, in fact, get it clear. He kicks up towards full forward. Back with the flight of the ball. Cusack over the top. Barrick with the fist. Knocks it away. And over for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, good work there by Barrick, because Joel Cusack looked like he was in the right spot. But, very defiant fist by Barrick.
Deep forward here for Richmond as they try to add another one. 27 gone in the final quarter. Cusack possibly being held out of the pack. Front and centre was Wood, and he misses to the near side.
Punches the ground. He's upset with himself with that one. That was one he generally would finish.
Playing at his third VFL club after Frankston and Box Hill. Ball comes quickly out to the wing for Werribee. Riley Barrick. Racking him up again in this last quarter. Henderson to Brancatisano. He goes short and turns it over to Garthwaite. Playing in the ruck, Ryan Garthwaite at the moment. Gave the handball off. Here's trouble. Almost caught from behind was Arts. He's lucky he gets a high tackle was the call.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of movement up the field, so he had to stop and prop. Was lucky in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it was overly high. The replay will probably make me look silly. But just maybe a little clip.
Yeah.
It came back to Brewer, who has the footy on the wing. Goes short to Ellis. And that will do us here at the Swinburne Centre. And Richmond prove far too strong for a gallant Werribee here and win by 86 points. Richmond 18-16, 124. Werribee 5-8, 38. on the Swinburne Centre scoreboard. Goal scorers for Richmond, Moore with 5, 2 each to Ballard, Brewer and Arts, and singles to Ellis, Bolter, Stengel, Soldo, Tanner and Silvestro. Plenty of goal scorers there. Count them up for us, Brenton, while I give you the Werribee goal scorers. Hooper with 2, and singles to Bucks, Porter and Gribble, 5 in total. The Richmond Tigers beat the Werribee Tigers by 86 points and go a game and percentage clear on top of the Peter Jackson VFL ladder.
I'm right to say there were 9 goal kickers?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
10, there we go. I missed out on 1. Yeah, good spread of goal kickers again for Richmond. It's been the trend this year. They like to share it around. But there was one man that really stood out up forward for Richmond today, as Callum Moore put in one of the games of the season, kicked 5 goals too. He could have had 7 actually, but he was imperious in the air, lightning on the ground, and kicked probably the goal of the year.
And produced highlights left, right and centre. Marking, kicking, tackling, tapping. He did everything. Miles was terrific. Bolton very lively. You could run through and name them all, couldn't you? Corey Ellis, I liked his game. Bolter had some highlights. Garthwaite kicked a goal, which is a highlight in itself. And Soldo, what a game he played in the ruck for most of the day. Morris, hard and tough as always. Ballard was terrific. Fantastic game from him. Brewer and Arts. Tanner was lively. Silvestro was terrific as well. So just winners on every line from Richmond. But you can't take much away from Werribee. I thought they were very good as well. Sotomarco, fantastic. Nick Coghlan was their best player down back. He really kept them in the game early on and just kept going all day before Sotomarco worked his way into it. Gribble started slowly. I think you mentioned early in the second quarter that he was nearly unsighted, but he'll end up with over 20 possessions, I think. Maishman tried hard. Barrick was good. Hooper was lively from rare opportunities. Porter, I thought, presented well. I didn't mind Brett's game across half-back, and Henderson was okay, and Jack Berry basically playing one out in the ruck all day was a very good effort as well.
You wrapped it up. I can't do much more than that. You've gone through every line.
Name them all.
Tigers, as we said, class in the final quarter, 86-point win. They go from strength to strength this year, and they might have shown up a top 2 spot. Yeah,
no question. Yep. They're going to finish in the top 2. They'll probably finish top, which will bring them a home qualifying final here at the Swinburne Centre in the AFL bye weekend. So that will certainly be one for Richmond supporters to get along to, whoever that's against, because top spot can be sewn up, but 4th could go to any one of about 7 teams at the moment. With 2nd and 3rd almost certainly going to be Casey and Geelong.
Yep.
So that looks like being the other qualifying final at this stage. Obviously, there's still 4 weeks to go, or 3 weeks to go after this. But Richmond would be looking at that home qualifying final and just looking at all the possibilities of who they could come up against. In the VFLW, it's all over there as well. A 41-point victory to Carlton, unfortunately for Richmond fans. 7-10-52 to 1 goal, 5-11 there. Carlton winning by 41 points.
Unfortunately for Richmond women's, who were just, as I said, first year in the competition, developing nicely, but just aren't getting the wins on the board at the moment. But their spirit's been high for the whole year, and I'm sure it will be today as well. Tough game for Richmond in VFL in the men's next week. We travel down to Geelong to GMHBA Stadium. The good thing is,
that's the one. You get that. Richmond gets that win, they will definitely finish top of the ladder.
Good thing is for Tiger fans, it's the TV game next week. It's been changed to a 2 p.m. time slot on Channel 7. But the people in the Western region, in the Western District, get along to GMHBA Stadium to see a top 4 clash between Richmond and Geelong. I can't say much more about today. It was a classy effort in the end by Richmond, who were pushed all the way by a very arduous, very hard-working Werribee side, but class of Moore and the likes of Ballard. Ivan Solder has probably played his best game in a couple of months in the ruck, and just got it done by 86 points.
Very impressive performance. Richmond 18-16, 124, defeating Werribee 5 goals, 8-38. They kicked 6 goals, 4 to a point in the last quarter, which blew it right out to that final margin. And as I said, they were already a big percentage ahead of Casey. But now with that game, I know Richmond still has Geelong to come. They still have a bye to come. So it's not fully locked away. They still have to beat Geelong next week to make sure of top spot.
There we go. And Richmond fans, the big main event is on at the G in What's the time? We've got 1:25
about 15 minutes time, 17 minutes time. I won't say if you can get there, because almost everybody's already there, already going to be there. They're expecting 90 to 95,000.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge spectacle and a tough task for the Tigers. But Richmond fans, stay in touch with that game if you can't get there via Fox Footy or via social channels. Richmond at Richmond FC, Snapchat, Instagram. That's about all from us here at the Swinburne Centre. We thank you for joining us again on this live stream. We hope to be joining you again at some stage this year. Go Tigers!